Is that for real?
Yeah, oh yeah. I chewed my
What's happening?
My fingers are so chewed down, dude. Look at my fingernails. Look at those things.
What are you doing to yourself?
Compulsively biting my fingernails.
Come on, man.
I
I'm
tried.
gonna start making you wear mittens.
I should. I need mittens.
Kitten mittens.
Yeah, I know. It's compulsive. It's really bad. It's out of hand. Welcome to We New Wrestling.
All right, well, that's depressing.
It is, yeah. Yeah, I mean, look how little my pinky nail is.
I know, dude. It's making me nervous over here. I mean, mine aren't like anything to talk about.
No
but
way,
like,
dude. Any little bit that I can feel that sticks out above my fingers, I pick at incessantly.
Oh, pal.
Yeah. I have for most of my life.
Welcome to... I don't fucking know.
Welcome to We Need Wrestling, the nail biting therapy show. Yeah, I don't know why I do it. I just do it. I mean, I know why I do it, but like years and years of trauma. But yeah, it's just something I'm compelled to do, and I've stopped. That's why I paint my nails when I do paint my nails. Yeah. Because if they're painted a color, I won't do it. The taste, I've tried the bitter stuff, and I just don't put it on.
Do you want me to paint your nails?
Yes, please.
I'll do it right now, live on the show.
What great audio content that would make.
Do I want to go live on?
Yes.
What do you go live on? What do we have a page we can go live on?
I don't even know. YouTube, I guess you can go live on.
Sure.
But like when I paint them,
Let's
I
go
won't
live
bite
on
them.
Discord right now.
The taste bad stuff. I've used that, and it works. But also, it gets on all your food. So if you eat sandwiches, your food then tastes like that shit.
Have you thought about rubbing poop on your fingernails? I don't think you'd put poopy fingers in your mouth.
That's true, but then there would be poopy fingers on my sandwich. It's not solving.
You could eat a sandwich with a knife and a fork.
Who eats a sandwich with a knife and a fork?
Who puts poopy fingers in their mouth?
That's true, I guess.
I mean...
Yeah. All right.
Well,
you have a point, sir.
Problem solved.
Check and mate. Just don't ever shake my hand again because it's going to be covered in feces.
Old poop hand McGillicuddy over
poop
there.
fingers himself. Oh, the poop. I can't because doo-doo fingers is already a thing.
Oh,
I can't ladle someone else's warm.
I'll just piss on your hands if you want.
That's gross.
What, are you going to eat your fucking fingernails?
How'd you get out of prison?
That's going to be very out of context.
It certainly is. We're going to leave it at that. Yeah,
old Piss Hands Jones over there.
And I've gone a few months letting them grow in, but inevitably they just end up.
All right.
Well, but that's it. Welcome to Me Wrestling.
I'm just trying to.
I know.
I'm trying to come up with solutions to your problem. I thought I had two very good solutions.
They're rough. That's why I usually use like silverware or something. And then I was like, what if I got a piece of silverware? Dude, this Brett's gonna make fun of me. So I'll just
cut your fingers off if you want. That'll help.
And then I hurt my thumb.
You could be like Ronnie Watt when he cut the tip of his pinky off so he can still play in that game.
Yeah, that works.
Yeah.
Why not?
You're basically a safety.
Sure.
You bring the boom.
Yeah.
Or the doom.
I could.
I had a conversation with Rifkin about that yesterday. How fucking lame they are.
I can get chased down by Don Beebe in the Super Bowl.
That was Leon Lett.
Oh, yeah, it wasn't Leon Lett. It was Leon Lett. See what I did there?
It was old Leon Lett.
Yeah, it was Leon Lett.
My favorite cowboy ever.
Just high-stepping before the end zone.
Loser. There's also a clip of him where the Cowboys, they block like an extra point or a field goal for the Dolphins. And it's snowy in Texas Stadium, so it's very weird.
Sure.
And he goes to like run up to where the ball's at and he slips on the snow and it hits him and then the Dolphins recover it for a touchdown. Oh, Leon Lett.
Nice.
What a fucking idiot.
Welcome to Me to Wrestling. I'm DJ. That's Brett.
Hey. What's up, baby?
This is the dedicated Marcus section of this podcast.
Listen, I dedicate everything to my dog. That's my bruh.
How you doing, buddy?
I'm great, man. Fucking good. Week's almost over.
It's true.
I went to the Sixers home opener last night. I was just like, they're not going to win.
Yeah.
Like I was even talking to my uncle. I'm like, okay, no Embiid, no Paul George. They're not going to win.
You knew Embiid was out when you were going down.
Yeah, I knew. But you know what? It's to see homies and it's free. So why the fuck not? And I got to see Saquon Barkley ring the bell in the beginning.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, that made me happy.
Hell of a week for him. Happy for him.
Me too.
173 or whatever?
176.
76, that's
17 carries.
Absolutely fantastic for him. Because it's just not it. It's just what it is. I had this conversation again. I've watched like a football game this year and not even a Giants one really. But as I said to you about him, if the Giants paid him, they would just be paying him to get tackled in the backfield because the Giants do not have a team to facilitate a runner.
No, they don't.
They don't have a team to facilitate anything.
Dude, their offensive lines are like terrible.
They lost one guy and it fell apart. Andrew Thomas, and that was it.
I think they sacked Danny Jones 8 times.
Yeah, right. Yeah, good.
Like, all the stars were pulled at the beginning of the fourth quarter.
Yeah, he should get brain scramblies.
Yeah, that was bad. I actually was like, oh, man. Like, it reminded me of, like, the waning days of Eli when he had no time.
Yeah,
you know?
They stopped.
And I'm like, Eli's not a bad quarterback. I'm like, he's not as good as he used to be, but, like,
they haven't
he
invested,
has no fucking time.
They haven't invested in O-line since that last Super Bowl appearance.
Your defensive line was good.
Yeah, for sure. Defense is fine.
I think they lead the league in sacks.
Yeah.
But
Dexter Lawrence is like the...
Dexter Lawrence is good, but Kayvon Thibodeau's out.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And I like that Brian Burns, though. He's good for you guys. But other than that,
so
it's stinky doo-doo trash all
good
around.
For Saquon. The great thing about the Giants is that they not only can they not hold on to good players and overpay bad players, but they also let talented players go to direct rivals, which is just a complete failure across the board from a management and organizational standpoint.
That clip of the Giants GM from Hard Knocks this offseason when he's just like, if he goes to Philadelphia, I'm not going to be able to sleep at night.
Yeah.
Oh, did that make the rounds this week?
Yeah, he should be unemployed.
Yeah.
But
he should be.
Absolutely.
I think I don't know. I don't know if he was the same GM that traded AJ Brown to Philly because he didn't want to pay him.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I don't know if it's the same one or not.
I don't know where Joe Schoen?
I think it was.
I don't know where he was pre-Giants.
I think he was in Tennessee, and he's the one who traded A.J. Brown because he didn't want to pay A.J. Brown. And then just like, oh, no, this guy's from another planet. Never mind.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
All right, well, this isn't a football show. That happened last week on the soon-to-be-named network or At Odds Patreon, wherever that
was basketball.
Sports. This isn't a sports ball podcast. God damn it.
Oh, don't call it sports ball.
This is the only real sport left in the world. The
sport of kings.
The sport of kings. The only real sport left in this godforsaken world. Professional wrestling, goddammit.
Right, pal.
We have a week and a half left to enjoy professional wrestling before it's all fucking over, and I'm gonna fucking do it.
How are you?
I'm good.
All right, okay.
Yeah, I'm good. A little stressed. I'm good. It's no problem.
Yeah,
whatever.
I was talking to Rifkin yesterday in his line of profession, and he's just like, yep. He goes, it's going to be a rough couple weeks after this.
Yeah, it's not easy for anybody.
Yeah, because he's like, a lot of people are going to be like catastrophizing it, and he's like, I'm going to have to be like, no. When I in my heart, I'm like, fuck.
Right. But so wrestling, everybody.
Good times.
We got wrestling to talk about. Not much.
No,
again, not much. Not an exciting. We get ready for a boring fucking show. Am I right? No.
Turn it off now.
Not an expansive week of professional wrestling. Not a jam-packed week of professional wrestling, if you will.
Yeah.
Good shit. And also the worst shit, which I'm the most excited to talk about.
Me too.
When we get to it, arguably. Top 10 all-time worst matches I've ever seen in my life, I think.
Yeah, I agree. I actually agree.
And I can't wait to fucking talk about it. It might be my must-watch match of the week because it could be fucking horrible.
It's trash, brother.
As we normally do, since we're both doing okay.
Yeah.
Do you have any news items to talk about?
Sure.
Are we going to bring up the David Bixenspan leading the charge into the Mel Phillips ring boy lawsuit?
So I just
did.
Yeah, I mean, you might as well talk about it. So this broke yesterday. So I was driving to Philadelphia, so I didn't really get like the grasp of all of it.
Yeah.
Obviously,
I didn't read the article.
Obviously, I know about Mel Phillips. Piece of shit.
Yeah. Oh, listen, the motherfucker never should have tried to put on Terry Funk's hat. That's all I'm saying.
I forget the exact line, but I remember Bacabella said something like in regards to it at one of the fucking drive-in shows. I remember Sposto looks just on commentary. He looks over at me and just goes, oh, Bacabella. So yeah, I didn't fully see everything because also like I left my house at 1 o'clock in the afternoon yesterday. I didn't get home until 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
So I didn't really have a chance to read everything. I just know lawsuits coming from the Ring Boys with, the actions of Mel Phillips. Vince is getting sued. Linda's getting sued. I don't know if the company themselves are getting sued.
Yeah, I don't know.
That I don't know. but Bix was working on it, so I'll give a good guy Bix this week.
Mm-hmm.
I should have my Bix ratings every week. No, good guy Bix this week. Yeah, I mean, now then the sadly the clip starts circulating of that Roddy Piper shoot from a couple years ago, and it's like it's actually
Pat Patterson don't like me much.
It's actually very haunting, and I actually makes me feel super bad every time I see that clip.
I watch it, obviously I've seen it before, and I watched it again. But when Piper pauses, and you can see it's because he's trying not to cry.
Yeah, and he's just going.
He goes,
maybe it was just my fault. And I'm just like, no, Roddy, no.
And that's the sad thing because he goes, just I gotta be a man about this.
Yeah,
and it's like that's the problem.
Yeah, that really hurt.
Is that
hurt my heart?
His generation. Like, a lot of people like to say all the time, like, oh, well, we never heard about this 60 years ago, 50 years ago. It's because these guys were told not to talk about it because it would make them less of a man in some way.
Yeah.
So a lot of these fucked up dudes in and out of professional wrestling got fucked up by all this stuff and were told, fucking man up about it, pussy.
Yeah.
And it sucks.
There's that clip of Scott Steiner going around. I don't know if you saw that. Where he's doing some weird interview. And guy asked me, he's like, I thought you guys were in the World Wrestling Federation a lot longer than you were. You're only there for like a year and a half.
Yeah.
He's like, what happened, at the end of it? And he starts talking. It just goes, Pat Patterson. And he goes, there's a story. He goes, I'm just not going to say it. Got a respect for women and children that might be watching this. And he keeps kind of tiptoeing. He's like, nah, I'm just not going to talk about it.
Right.
He said, not right now.
Yeah.
So, Marcus sent me that this morning and he was like, for Scott Steiner to be like, no, not
Scott
right
Steiner,
now.
a noted even temper man, historically known for not saying things and not keeping things to himself.
Yeah, so that's obviously if anything happens with that over time,
yeah, for sure,
we'll talk about it.
It was in Rolling Stone. Check it out. But it's not for the faint of heart, which is part of the reason why I didn't read it. I know what it's going to be in it, and I'm not. I don't
know how salacious it gets.
Yeah,
there's talks of videotape and just weird shit.
Right.
And even Vince being like, yeah, he had like a weird fascination and a very peculiar with younger boys.
Sure.
And I guess Vince has never come out and said no, it's not what I meant. He just never really talked about it after he got asked about it.
Right.
So I don't know. We'll see over the years what the fuck happens. I just don't know anymore, man.
I was talking to Michelle about it, and I did tell her, I was like, well, there's this clip where Mel Phillips puts on Terry Funk's cowboy hat, and Terry Funk beats the shit out of him, rightfully so. And a couple of years ago, that when the Mel Phillips thing popped up, like it always does.
Yeah.
It was Terry knew.
Terry knew, dude.
But
always trust Terry. When in doubt, trust Terry.
So many people's lives ruined by a company that so many people try to just outright bootlick and defend on the internet.
It's fucking weird, dude.
It's really crazy.
I understand, hey, as a company, it's very shitty. And I get the thing, you can't blame everybody that works there.
Sure.
But it's just the rot from the inside just doesn't go away.
It doesn't. And the people that think Triple H is a better man than he is will be proven wrong eventually. But it's just crazy to in any instance, don't make one thing your entire identity.
Yeah.
And so many people so many wrestling fans and quote unquote journalists like the Alfred Karuna guy.
Oh, Mr. Cheeseboard.
Yeah.
That fucking
just
loser.
Make it their whole identity and then just bootlick whenever you get the littlest bit of praise. It's all a praise kink for these weirdos. And
it's fucking weird, dude.
And coming from a man who has a praise kink, I'm allowed to call people weirdos.
Oh boy.
But it's what a mess. What a mess. And because it's wrestling, it's carny shit, right? Yeah.
I just thought that was gravy on that.
Oh no, what the fuck is this, chocolate?
No, it's just the background the clouds.
What is this, chocolate?
Lick. I got very distracted. I'm sorry.
You did. That's true.
The more is this.
As it unfolds, we'll see what happens.
The only other thing I have is Samantha Irvin leaving the WWE, and instantly everybody's, she's going to AEW, which, it's not far-fetched to think.
Right. Ricochet said she's not.
No,
and tweets are a binding contract, I've been told.
It's true. And then she, story comes out that, no, she just resigned. Mm-hmm. She's been thinking about it for about a year. Yep. I guess she wants to focus more on her music.
Right.
And they said, if she does get involved back in wrestling, it'll probably be with WWE.
Yeah.
So Lillian Garcia's back. And I don't know if it was Ed said can't wait for the horse face joke or
she botched her for the first announcement.
Or a giant bush joke or something like that.
Yeah. Do you think she's permanent fix or they just pulled her in as a last minute call?
I don't know, man. That it seems pretty permanent.
Yeah.
I don't know. Does she need the money? I don't know. Does she just want to travel again once a week? I don't know. But hey, Samantha Irvin.
Yeah, and
she's she was very polarizing.
Yeah,
more polarizing than a ring announcer should ever be.
Yeah, you don't want to make yourself necessarily part of a show, kind of like a referee. If you're focused on the referee, you're doing shit wrong.
Yeah.
But I thought she was talented. I don't have a problem with the growl and all that. Whatever. WWE's cheesy, and she sort of fit in that. So
she fit the cheese mold. I
get too. She wants to sing and do this other stuff, and WWE, even though they've loosened those restrictions a little bit,
there's still restrictions.
It's still not the best place to go and have side projects. They want you completely dedicated to WWE. Yeah. So. If she replaced Justin Roberts, I'll take that in a fucking heartbeat.
100%. So that dude stinks.
Sure does.
I don't have anything else. I don't know if you have anything.
Well, so I googled pro wrestling news, and there's nothing really.
Okay.
There's a bunch of political stuff because a bunch of wrestlers felt it necessary. One way or the other to dive in.
Yeah, great.
But there is something here
from
2 hours ago from Cage Side Seats.
Okay.
And this is very interesting to us, to you and me anyway. When fans ask who the toughest man in wrestling is, nearly every professional wrestler who knew him mentions
Meng.
Yep. But his fierce reputation goes beyond the ring with stories of his savagery becoming legendary. Arn Anderson once called him the real world champion when recalling when Haku bit a man's nose off.
Fact.
Remarking that the man was lucky and that was all that happened to him. While such stories are well known to most wrestling fans, the aliens set to invade Earth clearly didn't get the scoop on Haku, and now they're about to learn the hard way. But Haku won't be alone. The father of Tama Tonga and Tongaloa, why would you put that in this article, is teaming up with a lineup of wrestling legends to film The Unbreakable Bunch.
Oh, boy.
The Unbreakable Bunch. An alien force came to conquer. They had no idea this bunch was in town. After years of friendship, a group of veteran pro wrestlers depart for a final tour. They arrive in a small Florida town, unaware it's been infested with an alien menace. I really hope that in Florida they mean little green or gray aliens from space. As the threat grows stronger and more dangerous, the wrestlers stand with locals for an epic battle against these diabolical invaders.
Oh, boy.
The lines have been drawn. Oh, it's pro wrestlers versus outer space aliens. They had to specify outer space aliens.
Yeah, because
for the future of this all-American town. The official release date has yet to be announced, but the film will be available on Prime Video and other streaming pop. There is a trailer, which we will not watch now.
Nope.
But joining Haku are notable names, like WCW's own Glacier.
Okay, he's done some acting before.
Ernest the Cat Miller.
Oh, boy.
Somebody call his mama. Mr. Effin' and Bein' himself.
Of course. Why
Gangrel.
The fuck not?
If you're not here to defeat all the aliens, what are you even doing it for? Diamond Dallas Page.
I can't wait for the DDP Yoga shirt he's wearing.
Zabisco.
New World Odor.
And this is the best part of this article. And the only thing I'll give credit for. And Tony Storm's alleged former lover. Stan Hansen.
Oh, that's... All right, whoever wrote that article, kudos to you. I fucking love that.
M. Gomez. This dropped at 8 p.m. tonight.
Awesome. Hell yeah.
So there you go. M. Gomez, wrestling writer and analyst for Cage Side Seats as their most prolific op-ed writer. With a passion for the squared circle dating back to 1985, Gomez covers the latest developments in WWE, AEW, and more. So there you go.
All right, I fuck with that.
Yeah, so there you go. Stan Hansen and Haku. against aliens.
I mean, I'll watch.
So Stan's just going to show up, do a U.
Yeah.
Do a U.
Dude, if he fucking lariats
and
an alien's head off.
He's absolutely going to lariat an alien.
Greatest movie
Not
ever
with
made.
his arm.
Greatest movie ever made.
I'm all in. When that drops, we'll watch it.
100%.
We'll watch it on air. Who cares? We'll do
I don't
a
think anybody's
commentary
gonna be
track.
mad about
right,
it.
Exactly. When it drops, I'm gonna reach out to the filmmaker. We're gonna get him on this podcast.
Fuck yeah, there we go.
Let's talk about it.
Number one, why?
Right.
Yeah, why'd you do this, bro?
Number two, where do you get off?
Yeah.
Number three, who do you think you are?
Number three, got any money from me?
That's right. All right.
Number four, what's Stan Hansen's phone number?
That's right.
I want to hang.
I could probably get Stan Hansen's phone number.
Yeah.
It's like a 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon. I could probably figure it out.
Yeah. I'm still mad at it. I'm not mad because I did other things that day, but
yeah.
I should have got my picture with Stan Hansen back at House of Glory in 2018 or 19, whenever the fuck that was. That's on me.
Yeah.
But I went to New Japan at the Garden, so that was fun.
There you go.
You have anything else?
No, that's it, buddy. Let's get on with this fucking show.
All right, brah. Let's talk about some wrestling that we watched this week. I did not watch any WWE.
Go with God, brother.
I know Mo City Machine Guns debuted on SmackDown. Yes. When I saw like the little backstage thing where they signed their contracts, it made me real sad.
It made them look real tiny.
Then they came out with just shitty generic rock, and nobody gave a fuck. And that hurt my soul.
Yeah. And then the social media goons turned on them.
Yeah.
Yeah. I watched a little bit of the match. I saw some clips of it. And, like, they look good. The Motor City Machine Guns.
Motor City Machine Guns,
you know,
dude. I love the Motor City Machine Guns.
Shelley put out a video thanking everybody for support and, like, was really proud to finally made it to WWE. So, clearly that was his goal, right? And so, really great for him, you know. We used to talk about that all the time. Like, wrestlers still, like... You don't dream of being on AEW Full Gear. You dream of being on WrestleMania.
Sure.
So, you know...
You people think Alex Shelley could fuck me up?
But Shelley, you know... I think they presented him poorly, which was my sort of concern, especially that opening shot on Twitter. They debuted him on Twitter doing the contract thing, and they made him look so tiny.
Yeah,
and like, come on, you know what you're doing. You can't tell me it was just an accident or whatever.
They know what they're doing, pal.
Because it's a pre-tape, you can see this shit.
Yeah,
you know, just like the thing that Carlito said, it's a pre-tape, you can fix this shit. Yeah. If they didn't want it on air, it doesn't need to be on air.
Yeah, Carlito shouldn't be talking shit about anything being on air right now after the stuff that happened this week.
Yeah, but
you saw that, right?
With the EO with that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, right. Like that's a pre-tape. Also, they know.
Yeah.
If they didn't want that on air, they wouldn't have put it on air.
Cut out of all the socials.
Yeah, did it?
Mm-hmm.
Good. Yep. But yeah, the presentation's bad. So I hope they do well. You know, Alex Shelley remains one of the probably greatest wrestlers I've ever seen wrestle live.
I love Alex Shelley.
So nothing but the best.
Motor City.
People like why couldn't get that? They couldn't do that again.
Yeah.
But
they couldn't have I don't know. They want to talk about doing like real music or whatever.
Yeah.
So license fucking MC5 or something.
Yeah,
let's kick out the jams,
right,
dude. They'd be fucking
cool.
sick,
right? MC5 just got in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. You could have tied that together right there.
See, Ozzy got in too.
Yeah. Ozzy solo. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of
Sabbath's already.
I'm kind of shocked it took that.
Yeah,
long,
I mean, there's a lot of people in there that should be in there, but
should be in just for his performance on the Osbournes.
Oh well, that's right. Throwing that ham through the window.
Bubbles. Oh come on, Sharon! I'm the Prince of fucking Darkness. You got me doing Bubbles. Come on, man. Sorry, I love that show. Me and my grandmother used to watch. Yeah, she loved that show. She also loved Jackass. It was real weird.
All right, well,
real fucking weird.
But yeah, I don't know. Their presentation doesn't do it for me, so it's unfortunate.
Yeah, it's sad.
But I mean, you know, nothing but love and good luck to those guys.
Yeah. All right, Rampage. Nope.
No, I didn't watch Rampage.
All right, good.
What am I going to do with myself?
Collision.
Yeah, I mean, I watched Collision. Fortunately, but I did.
I actually watched like a decent amount.
Yeah.
Moxley kind of reiterating his hate for belts made me happy.
Crush this promo again.
Yeah. Again. He's the fucking man.
He really is. He's like the only dude taking this seriously.
Yeah, he's just like, I hate belts. I hate what they stand for. Mm-hmm. I've always hated them. Please buy that Dragon Gate clip Tony Khan to show the history of him.
Right.
These belts don't mean dick to me. Yep. Yeah, I love Moxley so much. I thought Ricochet AR Fox was like, hello, cat. I thought it was a great TV opener.
Yeah.
That's the way you want to start your program off.
Yeah. It was very fun. These guys got to showcase what they're able to do. It's very much not for me.
Yeah,
but I'm just like, but it's good. It's fine.
Ricochet's been good since he's come over, man. Like he really has. And I know there's only so much TV time for everybody to go around, but like. Can we forgive A.R. Fox now? I like A.R. Fox. Yeah. Tony Khan, like, let's forgive the man a little bit. Let's give him something to do.
Right.
Put him back with Swerve. I don't know.
I was thinking about that. Like, what's different in AEW if A.R. Fox doesn't fuck up his spot?
For real.
You know, like
because they'd have dropped
that whole part of that story.
Yeah.
So does it hold Swerve off, or is AR with Swerve? Yeah. Is he against?
Yeah. Does he just get anchored again?
Right.
Does Swerve get anchored again by just bad shit?
Right.
You know
like what? It's really bizarre.
Bring back Trench.
No, don't do that.
What's Trench
I saw an article on the internet the other day that still tried to get me to believe that Parker Boudreaux was going to take over professional wrestling.
Yeah, did he write it himself?
You know what? Now that I mention it, it was. Yeah,
he was ChatGPT.
It was written by Mama Boudreaux. So I was like, or Boudreaux, whatever the fuck his name is, Scarlett Boudreaux.
God,
is that the same last name? Do they have the same?
I remember Scarlett Boudreaux.
Yeah.
Shout out Ed. But Ed got his mark pick with it.
There you go. But, yeah. People still try.
Mrs. Karrion Kross.
Yeah. Right.
But yeah, I thought that this was a very good TV opener.
Yeah, it was good.
Good way to kick off your show. High energy, fast paced. Yeah. Good stuff. And I thought the promo Ricochet cut afterwards was pretty good too.
Yeah.
Actually letting them show some personality.
Yeah. And they're splitting. They're doing, like we said, from that three-way, it's going to be Big Take and Ricochet and then Fletcher and Ospreay. And then I imagine they'll probably crisscross a little bit back and forth.
Crisscross applesauce?
Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Next thing I have was Chris Statlander, Harley Cameron.
Yeah.
I thought it was a nice little showcase for Statlander.
It was fine.
Dude, I like Harley Cameron.
I like Harley.
She's perfectly serviceable.
The thing with Harley is that, like, she's, like, super young in the business. We talk about, we all talk about it, right? But, like, she's seemingly fearless.
She'll do whatever.
Like, even if she fucks it up, she's all in on doing it. So, like, you need her to do a crazy table bump, she's going to fucking do it. You're like, all right, take this move, she's going to fucking try.
Even like a backstage skit, she'll be funny if she needs to be, she's all around. I like her.
Did you see her thing on Maple Leaf we're going to talk about later?
Yeah.
I wish that was the whole fucking promo. I wish
that was funny.
I wish she redid the entire thing back at him in that fucking piece.
Yeah, I agree.
But I think hopefully she grows with the experience because she's super young in the business, but she's perfectly good to put in these matches because there's no hesitation from her.
Yeah, I agree. What else do I have here? And again, if you have anything, you can interject. Danny Garcia running into Orange Cassidy backstage.
Yes.
And Orange Cassidy just being like, I'm no leader. I'm not that guy. Like, I know what happens when you fight the Blackpool Combat Club.
Yeah.
All those dudes, like, I came out of it different, Yeah. And he's just, Danny wants him to step up. He's going, no.
Yeah, it's not my spot.
It's not me.
Yeah. Did you watch the squash match with OC that happened earlier?
Is that with the Bear dude? Yeah, because he just hit him with a punch,
He squashed that whole tag team in 30 seconds.
Oh, yeah, because the announcer dude and stuff.
Did everybody. Did them all.
Yeah. Did you watch Kyle Fletcher at Atlantis Jr.?
I did, yeah.
I guess my main takeaway from it was pretty good. And Kyle Fletcher, like, that dude just seems so ready to me.
My takeaway is that Fletcher's really fucking good.
Yeah.
Every time he goes out there, he impresses me. This match isn't super great. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's above average match.
Yeah.
Atlantis Jr. is what he is.
He's okay.
He's fine, whatever.
Okay.
The Brainbuster turnbuckle finish is awesome.
Yeah.
But every time I see Fletcher, I'm like, oh, man, what are they going to do with this guy? Because, like...
How much does this guy weigh?
Wait, what's this guy eat? He about 202 pounds. That's one of my favorite lines from Rocky. When it's a complete sidebar, but when Rocky 3, when Thunderlips is walking into the ring, and Rocky goes, "Hey, how much you think that guy eats?" And Mick goes, "About 202 pounds." And he goes, "And weighing in at 202 pounds, Rocky Balboa." I was like, I get it.
Balboa.
Yeah, that dude with the fucking curly ass mustache.
So good, dude.
That fucking boxing fuck. But yeah, Fletcher is just super entertaining, and like improving so fast. He was really good when he came in, but like, and like it stinks because like Davis is gone, and I was a bigger Mark Davis fan because he's a bigger shit kicker.
Yeah.
What the fuck is Davis gonna do? Can't just put that back in the tag team.
It's so weird because Fletcher just like the only allude he said, he goes, when Mark wants to talk, he'll talk.
Right.
So I wonder, like, is there something more?
I don't know. Right.
But again, it's the AEW catastrophic injury that, like,
exactly.
like his wrist exploded into a million pieces.
Yeah, well, we found out this week that Adam Cole needed dead guy bones in his ankles.
That's terrifying.
Yeah, right?
You know what I would have done? I'm done wrestling.
Yeah, right?
If I have to put dead people's bones in my body now, oh.
You know that's what they do for a lot of, like, lip fillers and stuff?
Yeah, so it reminds me of Eddie Leeway.
Okay.
So it's a fucking, I know, it's such a weird story, but
sure.
I remember he was like, we were talking about this as hardcore one year.
Yeah.
And he's like, I got the bones in my neck of a fucking cadaver.
Right.
And then he would talk how bad John Joseph is at singing. Rest in peace, Eddie Leeway.
There you go.
But yeah, dude, Kyle Fletcher fucking rocks.
he's just super impressive. It's like, he's catching and he's going to be super impressive. And it's like, where do you fit him in? Yeah. Because listen, AEW, and again, they have so many problems with TV. And I don't necessarily want to get into it. I'm finding every week that I'm shifting my own opinion of what I need AEW to be or what I expect of them. Because I think I fell into the little bit of like, well, these guys are going to save wrestling. And that's unfair of me. Because, like, they're not.
They gave you an alternative when an alternative was very desperately needed for American wrestling.
Right.
Not saying you need to go back to WWE.
Right.
Because obviously, like, we don't. Yeah. I check in, I pop in, I stick my head in. Hey, how you doing? But,
yeah.
Like, excuse me, jeez, I'm fucking carbonated. Drink's killing me. AEW is like the company that I pay attention to the most.
Right, and their pay-per-views are absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, because you know the pay-per-views are just going to knock it out of the fucking park.
But like TV is starting to give me more and more fits.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about that a little more with Dynamite. But like they are, even though I think they do miss a lot of opportunities, they're heavy at the top right now.
Yeah.
And there's injured people out. Like when they get like, there's 3 dudes injured right now that are main eventers, that are merch movers, that are like Eddie, Kenny, and Edge are 3 dudes that like blow the roof off places when they're on TV and they're out.
Yeah.
So like they're doing what they're doing, and then and so Swerve and Hanger and Mox and his crew and OC and the attempts at getting Garcia up there,
Ospreay.
And MJF should be up there, and then Ospreay, and you have Ricochet coming in, and then you have whatever MVP's doing. Like they're heavy with talent at the top right now. So you get a guy like Fletcher who is fucking great and getting better, and they're clearly giving him more and more to do. Yeah. And you're like, all right, but then where do you fit him in? Because if he catches them this fucking hot, you can't just send him home. You can't just be like, well, he gets a segment in the middle of the card. You got to figure something out.
Yeah.
And it's tough because then Takeshita is just catching that wave. And like, they're doing the thing with Takeshita like they should be, but then Fletcher's catching on. And like, what happens between those two? Yeah. What happens between those two should be just best of 7
like
over and over again. Right?
Oh my God.
Which is like the, Continental Classics. I mean, if they stack this thing,
I think it was Mark Briscoe said it is starting the Wednesday after Dynamite, like official.
It's going to be
cannot fucking
if they stack it the way they're supposed to.
It was the most enjoyable television of AEW last year.
The stories are built in; they don't have to worry about much. It creates rivalries and intrigue, but like. Fletcher's a dude that can go in and surprise a shit ton of people. Yeah. He shouldn't be losing matches. It's so like just watching him here against Atlantis Jr. and just a TV match. Yeah. That's just let me get my win back from you beating me for the title. He's just super fucking impressive in everything that he does.
Yep. I'm a big Fletcher guy. Yeah. Main event was Blackpool Combat Club versus Top Flight. Match with itself is whatever. I'm more so.
You don't want to talk about House of Black squashing Alpha Zoe, Chris Nasty, and no? Okay. We'll talk about the other squash match they do on Dynamite.
Yeah. So, that main event happens. Again, match, whatever. I'm more so interested in the post-match beatdown because they beat the fuck out of Top Flight.
Yes.
And Moxley comes out looking like a fucking bad motherfucker, which then Dark Order runs out to try to save them. And, like, he just goes, all right, idiots, you want your match? Here you go. Trios title on the line right now.
Well, Leo tries to save it first with Layla Gray.
Yeah, Layla Gray eats a fucking kick.
Yeah. Also, just quick, the Outrunners, LFI, I like the finish with the foot grab suplex deal.
That's good, but the rest...
It was fine. The Outrunners were... It made the Outrunners show their ass because... The LFI want to go super fast and wrestle that style, and it's just not what the Outrunners do. No, it's not their fault.
No,
It's like I enjoyed like the suplex, the finish, and some of the bits, and I thought it was a very old school heel win.
Yeah,
but like when these guys when Roosh is flying all over the ring, the Outrunners aren't built for that. They're not FTR.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they don't have to be. You just have to be smart with where you put them to not have them show their ass. So at least they got, like, the finish was a little bit of a fuck finish, so they don't lose all that heat.
Yeah.
Because they are really fucking popular.
Very popular,
But, like, so you got to protect them a little bit because you don't have to be the best wrestling tag team in the world to have a successful title run if that's where they're going with the Outrunners.
So it's tough because I don't know if they'll ever pull the trigger on them.
I don't know. I don't know if they will.
I don't know.
Right.
They should.
They should create U.S. tag titles and just put them on.
Yes.
So.
Fucking Headbangers had a tag title run. Why the fuck can't the Outrunners?
That's what I'm saying. Like, there's plenty of title runs of people that are fun little acts that get over with the crowd.
Or considered like lesser than, Right. It could give them a little fucking run for a month.
And at any point...
it's okay to lose a title on television.
Right. At any point the Outrunners win a title match, it's going to be a surprise underdog victory. It doesn't matter how popular they are. Yeah. In the ring, they're underdogs. So the victory is going to be an underdog victory, so then they can lose it at any time. Yeah, because they just sneak one away.
I'm rewatching Raw from 97. I just watched Owen Hart beat Rocky Maivia for the Intercontinental title on Raw, which also Braun Breaker beat Jey Uso for the Intercontinental title.
Oh, you went back?
Yeah.
That's funny.
Like bloodline stuff.
Yeah. I watched a clip of doing research for a question later. I watched a little bit of New Foundation Owen Hart versus Ultimo Dragon in War.
Fuck yeah, dude. That's badass. Fuck yeah.
He's in full New Foundation regalia,
That's sick. All right, so yeah, this bleeds over into Battle of the Belts.
It does.
Yeah, you have the Blackpool Combat Club again just beat the fuck out of the Dark Order.
Barely a fucking match.
Yeah. The only thing I actually watched from this show was Kazuchika Okada
versus
Kyle. Was he on it?
Yeah, the tag team match was Jack Cartwheel and John Cruz versus Brian Cage and Lance Archer.
Oh, I didn't even recognize who got fucked. Dude, that chokeslam powerbomb. That's the only clip I saw on Twitter, and I was like, "Hey, I like that."
I don't know if it was Cartwheel who took that or not. I can't remember, but yeah, that was Cartwheel and John Cruz.
I mean, dude, it looked sick.
Yeah, it was awesome.
I give those dudes a run with the belts. Right? Why the fuck not?
Why not?
So yeah, the only thing I actually watched though was Kazuchika Okada versus Kyle O'Reilly.
Yes.
I thought this was very good.
I loved it.
I thought, like, hey, there's my buddy Okada. Mm-hmm. There he is.
Yep. This
is what he should be doing. I loved how much he sold his knee.
Yeah.
I thought, like, damn, I forgot how good Okada is at selling.
Yes.
And I even liked the little time limit tease, too, towards the end, the 5 minutes.
Yep.
Because Okada went in overdrive those last 5 minutes and ended it at, like, 18 and a half, I think.
Yeah.
I like these two. I could watch these two wrestle all the time.
Yeah.
God damn it, please, please, please give me, like, motivated Okada.
Yes.
I'm fucking begging.
I have a feeling, and again, headcanon booking, I have a feeling that because it's been, like, this week when the Elite came out again, it wasn't Okada included with them. I have a feeling like we're going to get Okada joining AEW's side and being like, why aren't you guys helping, whatever. I hope that's where they go. Who knows? My takeaway from this match with O'Reilly was, if given the option, O'Reilly's a really good person to maybe put in the G1 next year as your AEW representation.
Yeah, I think it'd be a great option.
Not a dude that has to win a ton of matches because he's not in that position anywhere.
No, I worry, like, with his health a little bit.
That's true. You got to worry about his shoulders and all that.
Because
the diabetes.
It's a grueling thing over there. Not that, like, he doesn't wrestle grueling matches now, but he also wrestles once a week. Sometimes he doesn't wrestle,
Yes.
Well, since we brought up the name of Kazuchika Okada.
Yes.
We have a 2-part question that we need to discuss.
Okay, hold on. I wasn't ready. I'm still not ready.
이제 이번 주에 에드 코디 질문입니다.
All right. So, Ed asks, hey there, buddies. 2-part question here. The PWI Women's 250 is out, and Cookie Amarai isn't on it. Lash Legend is. Alley Cat is. They're 2 of the top 250 women's wrestlers in the world, but Koki isn't. So clearly that list is trash, and everyone involved in making it should be shot in the knee. So my question is, who's the We Need Wrestling Women's 8, the top 8 women's wrestlers this year?
Okay. That's tough, Ed. Koki's not on my list either.
But should be in your top 250 at least.
Yeah, of course.
Not Lash Legend.
No.
Or Alley Cat.
Absolutely not.
It's my bottom 250. All right, so my top 8.
Yeah, go for it.
I will do it. All right, no particular order.
Sure.
Mayu Iwatani.
Okay.
Sari.
Okay.
Tony Storm.
Okay.
Miyu Yamashita.
Okay.
Io Sky.
Okay.
Miyu Watanabe.
Okay.
Mariah May.
Okay.
Athena.
Okay.
There's my 8. No
All right.
particular order.
We share 4.
All right.
We share
Okay.
4. No particular order. Tony Storm. Willow Nightingale.
Fuck, I forgot.
Natsupoi.
I almost went with
I'm a
Natsupoi. Yeah.
Probably really the best case argument for number 1 women this year who gets no fucking credit for it, Athena. Just does not get the fucking credit for having what she's doing.
Yeah.
Mayu Iwatani. Sari. You cannot doubt the level of matches they're having.
Nope.
Mina Shirakawa because of her international breakout.
Okay, I'll give you that.
And underdog pick in my 8, Hazuki. I think the last
All
half
right.
of this year for Hazuki has been really good, and she's been changing character a little bit, and I dig Hazuki.
No, she beat the fuck out of Starlight Kid.
So I put Hazuki.
All right, brother.
Absolutely.
Hey, those are good. Those are good picks.
Listen, WWE, EO, obviously Asuka, they're all fucking great.
Yeah.
I can't speak to it, so I can't. They don't
Asuka
make it
hasn't
up.
been on TV at all this year.
Yeah.
Or at least it's been a long time. She's out with a knee injury.
Yeah,
So,
so I just can't speak to it. I love them, of course. They, I'm sure if I watched, they'd be way higher than most other people.
yeah, Io's my only WWE one.
Yeah.
If I could do a trade and take Willow, who would I take off my list? I don't want to say Io. Yeah, I don't want to say Mariah May either, though. No, I'm going to leave my list the way it is.
Yeah,
I don't know if I
fine.
fuck, but it is Willow. Like,
That's
Willow
all right.
fucking
Disrespect
rules.
Willow, that's fine.
How dare you? Who did you disrespect on my list? Miyu Watanabe?
I don't have one on
You
my list.
disrespectful
I also don't,
piece of shit.
and I don't have Mariah on my list. I think Mariah had a good first half of her year, but this title run has not done her too many favors.
Come on, the fucking match with Willow was great. The follow-up's been good.
They're good. They're very. I'm not saying they're not good matches.
She got Yuka Sakazaki to call her son of a bitch.
That's true.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wouldn't.
Son of a bitch.
Mariah was like
Okay.
very quickly.
You know, she had like one of the best heel turns ever.
Yeah, it's great.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right.
But I think Willow's having a better year.
Willow's sick. I love Willow. She's in my list too. Fuck it. Fuck it. All right.
Fuck it, we'll do it live.
Ed's second part.
Yes.
Would Okada be better in WWE?
No.
I don't know. I'm just really upset by everything involving the greatest pro wrestler to ever live, the Rainmaker Kazuchika Okada. Ed, I'm going to say no, but it's a curious no.
Yeah.
Do I think he would have come into WWE and probably fucking dominated? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do I think he would have been used better?
It couldn't be any worse, necessarily. I like what they're doing with them in AEW, but I understand that it's not what they should be doing with them.
Yeah, it's upsetting.
Here's the thing that I'll say in response to WWE, which is something that we talked about earlier, is that WWE came out and basically through dirt sheets or whatever the fuck it was, the reports are that Stephanie Vaquer and Julia are getting slow burn runs because of the language barrier. Okada would be faced with that same thing.
Different levels, man.
Yeah?
Different levels. It's Okada.
Sure.
It's motherfucking Okada.
Right, but
like American fans know Okada.
Right.
You know?
WWE has Nakamura.
Nakamura hasn't been used on television forever, though.
Right.
Yeah, but Nakamura's also has been there for how long?
Right. And Nakamura had a really good run at one point.
Yeah, Nakamura had a world title match at WrestleMania and won a Royal Rumble.
Right.
Right. So,
but
yeah, should they have used him more? Maybe his NXT run was fucking amazing.
Yeah.
You know?
And NXT is such a different animal now. You can't. Who knows?
Yeah, Okada wouldn't have gone to NXT.
You don't think so?
No. They probably would have put him and Nakamura on the road together because they're like real good friends anyway. Yeah. Nakamura would have shown the ropes.
That could be, yeah.
AJ Styles didn't go to NXT.
Maybe when he goes there to teach Will Ospreay how to slow down, he will.
There is that point.
Yeah.
No.
But AJ Styles, though, is also a little different because he was already, granted, it was like Impact, but he did have a bit of an American audience already.
Okada does too.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does.
Okay.
100%.
Yeah. I don't trust that in WWE fans.
I think people know who the fuck Okada is. Okay. I think so. You had him debut like somewhere big, people would go nuts for it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's tough because like I don't love his AEW run.
Right.
Like I don't hate it, I don't love it.
Yeah.
I think you could be doing so much more.
Yeah.
I don't know. You know, like the Continental Classic, it's just like, okay, all right, we're gonna get a tournament.
Yeah.
And now it's like I don't think Takeshita is gonna be in it.
No.
I don't think so. Like he has his belt now.
Yeah.
And he's seemingly just traveling the world. I don't know if he's gonna be in it or not.
Yeah.
Which is fucking crazy. Because they were teasing like the him and Okada thing, and now it seems like that's got kind of pushed to the wayside.
Yeah.
We'll see if they announce like after Full Gear if Takeshi's going to be in it or not. Because if he's not in it, then I'm going, okay, what are you doing?
I think there's a really good chance that they're both in it, and the end of the tournament unifies their belts.
That makes the most sense to get rid of that Continental Classic title.
And the winner of the Continental just gets a trophy.
Yeah. And that belt goes away.
Yeah.
And Takeshita has the international belt and a trophy.
Right.
I'm all right with that.
Exactly.
Especially after what we'll talk about later. I'm way more than okay with that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know, man. It is like a valid, like,
absolutely.
Would he be used better?
It is hard. So like the question that I then sort of like ask in return is like, who would you take out to put Okada in the position? Or what program would you put Okada in on TV right now? And it's like a little unfair because you can't go one for one necessarily. You can't. But like, TV time is full. And here's the thing. And the easiest answer is they book Collision like fucking garbage. Why not put Okada in a program there where he's wrestling all the time? But then it's on Collision, and is that good enough for him? Who knows? But like, does he have a spot right now losing to the the BCC? Does he have, you know what I mean? Like where it's tough. And I'm not saying that they aren't, that they're doing right by him because they aren't. And Okada's got that sweet deal. He's got, Nakamura likes surfing. Okada likes doing whatever he's doing. And I'm just hoping that when everything susses out after this Continental that they find something for him to do. But I don't think he'd be better in WWE.
Oh, just say no. Oh, let's find something for Kazuchika Okada to do.
I know, it's crazy.
That makes me just sick.
It is. Ugh. It's an error of their booking that all of their best wrestlers don't have something to do regularly on TV, right? And it doesn't have to be year round. 3 months on, 3 months off.
I'm not asking for him to wrestle every week.
Right. We don't need him year round, but because that's the joy of having a good locker room is people can go away unless you're Chris Jericho, right?
Oh, God.
But just a random match against Kyle Fletcher, which I enjoyed the fuck out of, isn't enough for a guy like that.
Kyle O'Reilly. What did I say? Did I say Kyle O'Fletcher? But yeah, they definitely need to be using him better. But do I see him better in WWE? I don't. I just don't, man. I really, I don't know.
Even if, which I think is a pretty decent idea, putting him with Nakamura and having them do the loop as a tag team or whatever.
I'm not even saying tag team. I'm saying I get acclimated to life in America and the tour schedule, and there's that part of it.
And sadly, just like with the top of AEW, if Okada does go to the main roster over this last year and a half, then he is losing to Cody on a third-rate pay-per-view or losing to the, you know what I mean? I'm not, and I'm not saying like that, like that's whatever it is. I'm just saying like I don't think that's a better use of him if that's what was to happen. You know what I mean?
No, if that's what's to happen, yeah, I agree.
You know, it's hard to tell.
I think it equals out, to be honest.
I think that it would be very hard to do it worse. Like to do it worse, you would have to be like, I don't know, maybe he comes on TV and cuts a promo and somebody asks him what part of China he came from.
Yeah. Then we're doing it worse.
But it'd be really hard to do it worse.
Yeah.
So WWE would almost by default have to be at least similar. So
it's tough. I don't know.
But like both companies poorly handle what I regard as their better talent. So, you know, it's...
Yeah, I could see that.
You know, I mean, you think about how close Sammy got to the top, but they refused ever to pull the trigger with him. And all. Like, Sammy was the hottest wrestler in that fucking company, and they were like, no, you're good. You're good, buddy.
Yeah.
You know?
I know you guys Mania main event.
Yeah.
You beat Gunther for the IC title at Mania.
Sure. Not that he doesn't have moments, and Okada doesn't have moments yet, and it's still, you know... Took Sammy a long time to get moments in WWE also.
It did. Yeah, it did.
If NXT was gold and black the way it was when we started this show, and Okada joined that, and then we're getting like Okada, Jack to the Gills, Drew McIntyre, Okada Andrade, like all that shit.
Tearing the fucking roof off the building.
Awesome.
Yeah.
But Jackson Pollock painted NXT and silver and black. I just don't know if there's a spot.
I want Okada over Femi.
That'd be great. But then Okada's going to win the title and lose it to Tony Pepperoni, or feud with, or have a backstage segment with fucking Lexus King.
Yeah, or have to lose to Ethan Page.
Yeah,
cool.
Ethan Page will put out a rap album about.
Yeah, real cool, buddy.
I hope that answers your question, Ed.
Yeah, Ed, you're the best. All right, Dynamite.
Did we finish?
Yeah, that was Okada and Kyle O'Reilly.
Okay.
I didn't watch anything else for Battle of the Belts. Hold
on. You didn't watch anything else?
No.
You didn't watch the main event of Anna Jay versus Mariah May?
No.
Okay, well, it was fine. Anna looked
I saw the ending.
Yeah, Anna Jay wins an eliminator, which is okay, I guess.
Yeah.
She looked lost. I didn't think it was very good.
No.
I mean...
That's two Stardom superstars.
Yeah, I don't think Anna is bad. I've always sort of liked her. I think she is, needs development.
You like her on your television.
Yeah, of course. And this match looked fine. But, she just looked a little lost in the ring still. So, yeah, not great. But she won an eliminator, which is something that almost never happens in AEW.
So, Dynamite, all right, you're going to have to lead me through this because I got home like 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yes.
I watched half the show and was just not taking notes because I forgot.
Okay.
And then when I watched the other half this morning during work, I forgot.
So, let me preface the whole show by saying that I did not like this Dynamite. I thought it was too all over the place. And for me personally, while they did advance some stories that they're telling on TV, it just happened to be almost every story I don't give a shit about.
Okay.
So your mileage may vary. If you're a big private party guy, then this is a cool fucking show for you. That's just not the world that I live in.
Yeah.
So that's just what it is. So show opens up. There's a welcoming party for Mox.
I saw that.
Waiting outside.
Including Karen Jarrett ready to whoop his ass.
The Big Butcher is out there.
Oh, I didn't see Butcher out there.
Butcher was out there. Dark Order, Private Party, Satnam. They're all out there. So that was cool. Like, it's a cool visual. Like, yeah, we're going to fuck Mox up. Because, like, even though it's essentially, Joe, close your ears for this part, job guys, it's not. Because, like, Jarrett's there and whatever. But, like, the numbers game is on AEW's side. At least, you know what I mean? Like, the story here is eventually they're going to beat up these guys enough that the bigger guys are going to have to figure something out and get involved. And that's where you get your big marquee matches. But, like, it is like 15 guys waiting on 4 to show up.
Yeah.
So you're like, well, how the fuck are they going to get out of this? Like, they have pipes and shit.
Yeah.
Like, that sort of thing. We get Shivani interviewing Hangman, who gets jumped from behind by Colton Gunn in the ring.
I didn't give a shit about this
because I think the other brother got hurt by Hanger or whatever. That's
the story they're working with.
And then Switch and Juice make the save. I liked Switch Hanger a ton, so we'll keep this going.
It's just like to nudge it along.
Yeah, it's a small little nudge.
Yeah, that's
a little nudge. We get the one thing I liked on this Dynamite that they did was that most of the matches were given hype packages, like why these things were happening. So their production is starting to like think of these things,
which they should.
And you know, we talked. Other people talked about it. They're hitting towns earlier, papering and putting up ads.
Yeah, announcing matches like 2 weeks in advance.
Not on Collision.
Not for this Collision.
But for Dynamites, they're announcing stuff in advance. They're setting stuff up. So like they absolutely are trying to get out there more. Tony, you can see like now that they got this deal that Tony can kind of figure other shit out or bring other people in who can figure this shit out.
Yeah.
So that's cool because I like this little video. We get Sammy versus Shelty.
Oh yeah, dude!
If
this
you're
was
a person,
this was like the best match on the show.
If you're a person on the internet that was like, and I'm looking at you, was it Meltzer or was it fucking Alvarez?
Meltzer.
Who's like, Shelton Benjamin's too old to be good. Go fuck yourself.
You're an actual crazy person.
Look at that dude. 2 matches. 2 really good matches. This is the position that Sammy's in, right? Sammy is a guy right now. Sammy's had a lot of ups and a lot of downs.
Yeah.
He's a Ring of Honor tag champion that they don't mention, who knows, whatever. But, like, Sammy's in the position where he is in high-profile losses.
Yeah.
Because they trust him to put on a good, entertaining match. He does have that, like, babyface fire to him. People like him. He's a good-looking kid. Fans do sort of still react to him one way or the other.
And he's a guy that Sean could toss around.
Right. And that, in AEW, is almost one of the better roles because it's one of the more visible roles.
Yeah.
Because you're wrestling almost every week. You're just losing. So, you know, Leo's been kind of pushed in that position, unfortunately. But again, because they're going to be, the guys are going to look impressive against him. Leo's going to look good losing.
Yeah.
And people are like, yeah, Leo's cool as shit. Look how good he looked in that match against the guy 3 times his fucking size.
Yeah.
Sammy's very similar here. They give Sammy a little bit more.
Yep.
But Shelty. Like, I love that dude.
Dude, he's so good.
I love that dude. In any other company, I'm just like, strap him up.
Yeah, and there was the talk where it's like, oh, he's going to be 50, and it's like he doesn't look it. And to me, he's always one of the guys that I thought was underutilized, that was actually underutilized.
Right.
Not like, Dolph Ziggler, I'm underutilized, but I'm just going to stay with the same company for 15 years and keep signing extensions.
Right.
But no, they're holding me down. Okay, Dolph. No, he was a guy that, like, I remember, dude, like, World's Greatest Tag Team, Team Angle, the fucking Intercontinental title run that he had. Like, I was such a big Shelton Benjamin fan.
Yeah.
Gold standard. Like, he was always awesome.
Yep. What I want, this is what I ask.
And they never gave him the ball.
This is what I ask of the Dave Meltzers of the world. And by that I mean all you disingenuous wrestling fucks out there. Bring the same energy you have about 49-year-old Shelton Benjamin being too old to be a major player and whatever, because you're not basing it on his matches or his look.
No.
You're just basing it on his age. Bring that same energy to almost 54-year-old Chris Jericho.
Speaking of...
I don't mean to pile on Chris Jericho. Shout out to the person at AEW that had the sign that said when Jericho died in Terrifier 3, I cheered. Spoilers.
Dude.
But, like, bring that same energy. Because here's the thing. Chris Jericho is every time... He is the inverse Kyle Fletcher. Every time he steps out on TV, he does damage to himself.
First of all, who let him wear those like piss yellow colored tights? They looked terrible.
High hate guys on his butt.
They looked so bad. It looked like he was wearing granny panties.
Yeah.
And he's your new ROH champ, huh?
Yeah, I mean, that's much later down the show. But
but you brought it up, so why not talk about it now?
I love Briscoe's ladder elbow from the very top. It looked
awesome.
Briscoe fucking rules.
Yeah.
He got a ton out of Jericho in this, but Jericho stinks.
Yeah.
I even like the concept of the finish of Big Bill put him on the shoulders to carry him up the ladder.
It's a fun concept, yeah.
But Jericho stinks. Yeah. And again, they're very obviously trying to get Ring of Honor on TV again, and for whatever reason, they think Jericho's the linchpin for that. I don't think that's true. Some speculation about maybe him, Joe. Like, Joe comes back and Joe wins it. I don't know. But
that's not what Ring of Honor should be.
I don't want Jericho on my TV this much. He's constantly made fun of. He's a joke on and in social media, in the real world, Jericho's become a joke.
I like that he was like, he did some interview the other day and he said, I don't really know my best match. I might not have even had my best match ever yet.
Bullshit.
Stop it.
Bullshit.
But like pain maker.
But like this Ring of Honor title, and again, I thought we were getting away from Ring of Honor being on AWTV all the time.
Yeah.
And they're just not doing it. But then Jericho's not on Ring of Honor on Thursdays, so like...
Maybe he will be now.
I hope so. If they get a TV deal and that's where Jericho goes, good fucking riddance.
Yep.
But then keep it away from my AEW.
Yeah.
Because he stinks.
I agree.
It's overbooked bullshit at the end. Ishii challenges him at the end, which is fine. That's Jericho's last best match was against Ishii. Yeah. I don't think that he can recapture that magic again. Who knows? But like, God damn it, stop. Like, he brings shows to a halt. He brings the crowds to a halt. Like, he's a joke now to people. Like, I think pretty much across the board he comes off as a joke. Yeah. And it just doesn't fucking work. And I saw somebody online say, like, if Tony Khan comes to you with a pay-per-view match against Jericho and tells you you're going over, refuse it. Yeah. Because you're going to lose on TV.
Yeah, he's going to get his win back. Yeah.
So, like...
it sucks.
And I know, like, Mark is probably going to be involved in the main story in AEW with, with OC and all that. Like, Mark's probably going to be there.
I don't know.
But I don't know. But like, if the purpose was to open Mark up for something else, great. If the purpose is just to get Chris Jericho to Ring of Honor to get Ring of Honor a TV deal, good. Keep him on Ring of Honor until you get that TV deal so I don't have to fucking see him.
I agree.
But it's a mess. Yeah. But before that, we got the Mariah May promo, which I actually thought was a fun little bit. Where she threw Anna Jay's luggage in the hallway. Yeah. And she was like, she doesn't deserve to change with me. I was like, that's a good little heel bit. Yeah. Like, let's start giving a little bit of characters. Because Tony's also slipped off the women's matches on his shows. He's backed off a little bit on the developing the women. Like, Tony Storm is traveling around the world. He's like, well, I don't know what to do.
I love her world travels.
Yes, she's amazing. But I like that little bit for Anna Jay. Or for Mariah May. Yeah. Again, Anna Jay is what it is, but that's fine. And then we get Ospreay Fletcher hype video, which I really liked. Yeah. Again, if I say this about comic books all the time, like there's a certain trick to comics that even they fail at most of the time, which is one of the reasons why I think comics aren't as popular as they were. Is that I'm not saying you've
number one, when did it become a business?
Right, but like every comic book has the potential to be someone's first.
Yeah, you're right about that.
Right, so. And it's hard because, like, customers are going to have a hard time walking into Batman and seeing issue 260.
It's overwhelming.
And you're going to be like, well, do I have to read 259?
It's overwhelming.
And the way comic books go now, with those 6-issue arcs, you have to wait for an arc to start. So there's always something on the shelf that's the start of something that you can get into. Yeah. But there's the potential for everybody to pick up a comic book, and it's their first comic book. Somebody's got to start somewhere. And wrestling is kind of sort of that same way, right? If maybe this is the first time you're watching AEW or you're paying attention to whatever, and you're like, well, why is Fletcher and Ospreay not getting along? What's the deal here? And these little packages fill those in. And I obviously don't want the lion's share. I think that's why AEW needs a main event, something kind of show that can recap some shit. You can put it on your fucking YouTube channel and try and monetize it or something, you assholes. But I like these little pieces. So I thought this was a good little Ospreay Fletcher hype package. And then we get Fletcher's promo here, which I really liked, but then ended up checking my watch on.
So I really liked the promo. I thought he was effective. I thought when the crowd did the wrap up, I thought he had a good response to it.
He did. He did not like.
He didn't
stutter.
Panic. He shut him down.
Right. Yeah. He didn't freak out or he didn't lose his track.
Nope.
He didn't respond to them and throw himself off. Like, he went through it like a fucking professional.
Yeah.
I think it was long.
The only issue I have with this is the head shave.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Yeah.
I just don't get it.
I think it's more of a response to social media. Like, because people make fun of his haircut.
I think his hair's been fine.
Yeah, lately. I don't know. Like, I don't have a problem with like the shaggy bowl cut. Yeah. And it's also not Ospreay's hair anymore. Like, Ospreay doesn't have that haircut.
No,
he used to. He used
to
have like the bangs, kind of.
It was just weird, and I don't know if it's like I'm shaving my head as like a purification thing, like is that was like a sign of cults and stuff,
Sure, but like, and he does say like everybody says I'm just this Ospreay, I'm Ospreay light, but also Don Callis seemingly Brian Cage has had to shave off his stupid facial hair to be tougher.
Yeah.
They made Archer look like what everyone made fun of him for. He went right back to braiding his hair. I think he probably just took his hair out for a week to give it a rest, and then got the extensions in.
Yeah.
But like, Callis is trying to condense his group into serious killers, so maybe it's part of that. I don't know.
Give me back Powerhouse Hobbs. I need that boy back.
I saw a really great theory for Hobbs.
Oh?
Kind of. I don't know. Maybe I think somebody in the Soon to Be Named Network Discord brought it up. But like, what if Hook in this Christian thing? What if Team Taz comes back to back Hook
Team Taz 2000
against Christian's group?
Okay,
It'd be kind of cool, right?
Got my ear.
Yeah.
Got my ear.
So it'd be kind of cool. But anyway,
Whoever gets Ricky Starks back on my television.
it is a way better promo out of Fletcher than I think anybody thought he could do.
Yeah, I agree.
So like, he shows up and he just fucking kills it.
Yeah.
Like, I've seen like MJF gets thrown out, who everybody thinks is the best promo on the fucking planet for some reason.
Ugh.
He gets thrown off when the crowd throws something at him.
Yeah.
And Fletcher was just like, no, fuck you, I got this.
Yeah.
So good for him. Good for him.
Yeah. What else you got, big dog?
MVP gives Ricochet his card, which is an interesting development. I don't think we'll see heel Ricochet anytime soon.
No, me neither.
But I like that MVP is planting cards everywhere.
I think that's what he's doing. He's recruiting. He's a businessman.
If AEW can pull off a Tatanka turn from one of their baby faces to join MVP's heel group.
Oh no!
I listen. I'm old enough now to not pee my pants and cry like a little baby when my favorite wrestler turns. So
that's wrong.
This is true. I'm peeing my pants right now. But I think that'd be really.
When Tomohiro Ishii levels Orange Cassidy, you're just gonna weep.
Oh my god.
Well,
and that was in my dreams with the OC stuff. I was like,
in your dreams.
I was like, yeah. I actually had a dream about Moxley last night. Now that you bring it up.
Oh.
It's complete fucking sidebar.
Oh.
I had a dream last night, and I've told you before that like when I wake up in the morning, when my alarm goes off, I can wake up, shut my alarm, close my eyes, and I'm right back into where I was.
Yeah.
I had a dream that me, John Moxley, and a group of other people were at Joe Nardone's Gallery of Sound.
What the fuck?
And we got into some sort of fight. And
like with each other?
No, me and Mox were on the same side.
All right. I mean,
and Moxley threw somebody through the giant windows at the front of Joe Nardone's. It wasn't exactly like Joe Nardone's. It was a much bigger Joe Nardone's.
I mean, that sounds like something that could happen.
And we had to go on the run because Joe Nardone was trying to track us down with the law. And me and Mox were on the run.
I was trying to get you with like Stanky and the Coal Miners.
Yeah.
Fuck
and
yeah.
Me and Mox were on the
Joe
run.
Nardone All-Stars.
Yeah. It's just they're singing doo-wop as they come to get me. But yeah, me and Mox were on the run.
I mean, I like it. Yeah,
that's about all. It's faded over the days, but I remember not getting out of bed this morning because I was like, no, me and Mox. Snooze.
You're just trying so hard to fall back asleep, hoping it picks back up.
Right?
Yeah, I get that. All right.
But anyway.
Okay, brother.
But yeah, I like the sort of the spreading around of what MVP's doing.
You almost said it.
I know. Yeah, it's like the second time. And also, did you see the thing? I don't remember what match had happened, but it's in my brain right now, so we'll talk about it because Stokes been sort of floating around. Who the fuck carried Stokely away? Did you see that clip?
Yeah, and it was hilarious.
It's got to be somebody ribbing him, right?
I guess security. Okay. I don't know. That's hilarious.
Right. It's very funny. Let's see. This is the Cajun Archer versus two John Nords.
I didn't watch it. I just skipped right through it.
They squashed two barbarian guys that look like the Berserker. It is what it is.
Huss.
We get the Camille Statlander hype video. Oh boy. We get the Adam Cole promo. Interrupted by Roddy, and I stopped paying attention because I hate this.
I feel like we're just rewind time. Yes. I feel like when these segments happen, it's just like, we're just going to get the rewind button to a year ago.
Yeah. And here's the thing, like, so these guys, and we've talked about this before, and I think Adam Cole is a really interesting study on this because it happens both ways, right? You talk about Cody not changing anything about his AEW packaging, going to WWE and being super over with it, right? They build him a Cody Vader. It's all that kind of same shit, right? Well, Cole is the antithesis of that. Cole's act hasn't changed for longer than we've been doing this show, right? And it's stale. And it's even more stale rehashing this MJF thing from a year ago.
I'm okay with Adam Cole.
Yeah.
I'm okay with his deal. Like, a crowd still love the dude.
Yeah.
The MJF stuff, I was over it last year.
Yeah.
I'm even more over it now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, MJF just, the last 2 weeks doing pre-tapes.
Yeah, right.
Getting rubbed down on this, like, oh, and he's just like, oh, I'm not going to be on TV for fucking weeks.
Yeah.
And doing the whole, like, even, like, joking at himself, oh, look at that, even MJF's going to make you go against the odds.
Yeah.
Like, win 3 matches in a row.
Right.
I'm like, no.
So, like, so him and Roddy are going to have to win 3 matches in a row for the right to face MJF.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, like, I guess here's my thing with Adam Cole, right? Is that Adam Cole's a talented dude. I don't dislike Adam Cole. But, like, has what he's done the exact same way he's done it any better in AEW than it was in NXT? When Undisputed King and Undisputed Era was in NXT, they were incredible together.
It was hot. It was a hot act.
And he comes over to AEW doing the same act, essentially.
And it was hot.
It was a hot act. But it's not that hot. It's not as hot anymore. And I'm like, you can get back there by tweaking some things. And you're not, because you're doing the same thing expecting to reach that NXT of 6 years ago level. And I just don't know you're going to get there. So try changing some things.
Yeah.
He's not. And I'm like, I just want to try. Obviously, I'm not like, come out as the fucking shark. Like, I'm not advocating. I mean, I am now, but I wasn't.
You just woke something up in my brain.
I wasn't. I'm not saying that much of a, like, I'm not saying that big of a change. I'm just saying, like, tweak some things to give it a little bit new flavor.
No,
because it just doesn't.
I get what you're saying. I get it. Again, like, I'm okay. I'm okay with Cole at this point.
Yeah.
It's just the main thing I think I have the beef with is the MJF shit. So I just don't care.
Cole and Roddy first to 3 to face MJF, and Cole gets challenged by Buddy Matthews.
Well, that was after the House of Black squash.
Yeah, the House of Black squash. So,
dude, even this seems so out of nowhere.
Right, and we're gonna feed Buddy to Adam Cole?
Like when Buddy met him backstage, and Adam Cole's like, "What's your beef?"
Yeah,
he said, "You're fragile."
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, pick the dead person bones out of his ankles.
Like,
ankle. So, like,
here's, like, the problem that I have with some AEW shit like this.
Mm-hmm.
This is so fucking random.
Right.
And I feel like this is just leading to nothing.
Right.
It's just to be like, hey, Buddy Matthews wrestled Adam Cole.
Yeah. And, like, I'm sure it'll be good. Are we going to feed Buddy to Cole? Or are we going to get, like, a Cole's behind because he loses the first one, so Roddy thinks he has an opportunity? Or, like, are we going to do Roddy is handpicking, like, because MJF didn't put a stipulation down, so, like, literally, like, Roddy can be like, John Serpentico, I'm wrestling you this week on my best of 3,
sure.
And Cole has to fight actual wrestlers. You know what I mean? But
it's weird, though, because it's not going to, like, a competition between Cole and Roddy, It
is, though, right? Isn't it?
But not, like, between them.
Right.
They're just both like, okay.
Yeah.
They weren't like, oh, I'm going to do this before you do that. Like,
I thought that was the purpose of it. I thought it was whoever gets the 3 first gets to wrestle MJF.
Yeah, but
because Roddy was like, I want to do it. And Cole's like, no, I want to do it.
But they didn't have that back and forth.
No.
They didn't have that back and forth where they're saying, well, I want it more than you do or something. No, they're just like, okay.
No.
That's it.
So it's even less interesting than I thought it was. Shit.
Yeah.
I didn't like it before. And now
because like the MJF thing ends and they're just like, they hug in the ring and they're just like talking to the camera like, you get your ass beat, MJF, blah, blah, blah. That was it.
I thought it was going to be 2 guys racing to face MJF.
No.
Oh, that sucks. All right, never mind.
Because even that, like, even if it was, that sucks.
Yeah, right. Right, I know. But that's what I'm saying. But it's less interesting now that there's literally no motivation in these matches.
Because then you'd be like, oh, well, Roddy, you're still a bad guy and you're picking lesser competition.
Right. Yeah.
But Cole's supposed to be the good guy. It's just like, what?
No, but you run that, you have them feud a little bit there, and you do funny bits where, like, Cole's
but it's like they don't need to feud.
No, they don't.
Like there's they just talked like, hey, we're best friends.
Right.
Why do you need to feud over
because
this?
MJF said on TV, I'm not coming back until the next pay-per-view.
But that's what I mean, though. Like, the story, that would make no fucking sense,
Yeah, so...
That'd be stupid.
Yeah. It's just bad stuff. I don't
But, like, shit. With House of Black, it's like, okay, you just squash on Collision.
Yeah.
Squash on Dynamite.
Yep.
and this is where we go.
Right, like you give them trio squash, and I'm like, okay, because they're going to enter the trios thing,
and like the
and
crowd,
they still can.
The crowd is cheering for them.
Right,
they are very clearly being positioned as good guys.
Right,
but then Buddy Matthews is going to challenge a good guy.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
It's just like
and lose the Cole. I'm like, you should, Buddy in the House of Black's momentum shouldn't be affected by Cole in this.
No, when Buddy can like wrestle circles around the dude at this point,
right? So find somebody else for Cole to beat.
It's just it's so weird to me.
Right. Yeah,
it's weird.
Yeah,
it's weird booking.
Yeah, super weird. Even if you create tension, like even if you did Cole and Roddy best of 5 or something, first of 3 against each other for the right to wrestle MJF, like something to like have a friendly competition over even, and then you can start to see like, well, is Roddy going to allow his goons to fuck with Cole? Is Cole going to need backup? And then like you can create things that may not work, but at least are more interesting than like, okay, buddy, see you later, buddy. It's just super weird. I love you, buddy. We'll figure
even like
this
if
out.
they were doing that though, I'd be like, why are you just fucking with each other when you're supposed to be like friends? There's no stake here. It's not like MJF has a belt,
right?
It's just to be like
revenge.
Yeah, it's like, oh, who wants to get revenge on him? It's the best friend of the guy that wants the revenge, or the guy who wants the revenge.
Well, but also, you're getting revenge on a guy who wasn't the bad guy in the situation a year ago.
Yeah,
because they also flipped this script.
Because that got retconned.
Yeah, it's super. It's just a mess. I would have never brought it back.
No,
I don't think anybody would have been upset. I don't think if you brought Adam Cole back, which honestly I don't even think you needed to do that. But if you brought Adam Cole back and he was like, "I'm coming after this guy," I don't think anybody was going to be like, "But what about MJF?"
Yeah,
I don't think anybody was going to do that. I think we were all fine with him moving on.
It's just,
I think we were all pretty comfortable with Adam Cole moving beyond.
It's so fucking weird. It's just like watching it last night is going, what are we doing?
What? Yes. It's
awkward.
It's a disaster. Camille versus Amanada.
Oh god, you want to talk about a fucking train wreck, dude? This was bad.
And the thing is I will not blame Amanada for this.
I'm going to blame both of them.
She's green.
Yeah,
her youth,
both.
Her youth comes into it.
It's both.
But Camille looked lost.
It was both.
And Camille has a ton more experience in this business than Amanada does.
Yeah, it was both.
Camille didn't know when to take a back bump. She didn't know when to roll backwards on roll-ups. Like the reason why I'm not going to blame Amanada is because booking, much like Outrunner's LFI, booking should know better. And be like, listen, maybe Amanada isn't there to general this woman around this ring because Camille doesn't know what she's doing. You know, like, I like Amanada a ton. I think she's very young but has all the tools and needs the experience. Camille looked like she did not know what she was doing. Like, she looked like there was time, literally, like on roll-ups, she was like, am I supposed to go backwards or forwards here?
Yeah, I'm going to put it on both. I just didn't think there was a zero negative chemistry.
Yeah, just absolute bad chemistry for sure.
Yeah, that sucked.
But I'm going to blame Camille more because I like Amanada more.
That's not the way you're supposed to do things.
I can do whatever I want. It's my show, goddammit. Christian arrives... chases Kip Sabian. So, like...
You're not going to talk about Statlander and that bat outfit?
Was that after the Camille Amanada match?
Yeah, when she came out and...
I didn't even take notes on it because I was like, this match fucking stinks.
That was so bad.
Yeah, she got the bat thing on. Everybody freaked out about it. She was fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't... whatever. I'm not interested in Camille wrestling.
Yeah, me neither.
In any way.
No.
She's there to be a silent muscle to do like a couple power moves and that's it.
Should be Diesel.
Right, exactly.
Without
the eventual title run.
Oh, well, yeah, that's true.
Christian drives up in the car, and I think it's going to be Mox and the crew, right? And then
I like that bit.
Yeah, I like that
funny.
bit too. And he chases Kip Sabian away. They end up in the ring. Hook shows up on the Contron because somebody attacked his dad, and he knows who it is.
Yeah, he's like, I'm going to go get the scumbag in the ring right now.
And my favorite part maybe on this whole show is that Daddy Magic goes, what if it was Mother Wayne?
Yeah.
It's very funny.
That was great.
Hook gets to the ring. He's in Christian's face. It's Christian that attacked Taz and ruined 6 of his joints. And Kip Sabian does the old nut shot to save Christian. And Christian's like, you go over there, we'll talk later or some shit.
Well, yeah, because it wasn't even like this was planned. Christian says, like, I know what you've been doing. Right. I know what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
You go over there.
Yeah.
We'll talk
they're
later.
They're going to put Sabian in the family. The patriarchy. I don't know.
I guess.
I don't know.
Dude.
Weird. The question I
guess.
ask is that, and I understand that wrestling is evolved and different than it was many, many years ago. We're just going to let Nick Wayne keep using the Oz Cutter?
Yeah.
It's just because it's out of the corner instead of off the ropes. We're just going to let that keep happening?
It seems like nobody gives a shit about that stuff anymore.
Yeah, it's weird though.
I personally give a shit about it.
I know that it's not Ospreay's finish anymore, but it is his signature.
Yeah.
So like, and I understand that everybody fucking stole it, but like that doesn't mean.
Well, he stole it from Cody, so
right. But that doesn't mean you know like you could just be doing Will cosplay on your AEW like.
Oh, that fucking guy!
Like have Nick Wayne come up with something else because it doesn't even look as cool. It's out of the corner.
Yep.
It needs to be. It needs more setup than like it's less out of nowhere than the Oz Cutter is. So yeah, just like maybe Nick Wayne can come up with something else, or maybe Nick Wayne doesn't need a finish because who gives a shit?
Yeah.
This guy was supposed to be this 19-year-old prodigy that you signed, and he does nothing. So
yeah, and that's the part too. It's like, what'd you give him to do?
Right, what'd you give him to do? AEW signed a lot of guys before they were cooked
Yeah.
to fully cooked to fill a roster. Fully formed, fully
Like,
baked.
this should be the dude that, like, if you're going to treat ROH as a developmental,
Yep.
like, he could challenge for a world title in ROH.
Absolutely.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yep.
this is what you should have done.
It's also a really great place for Private Party.
Sure.
And a lot of these are top flight. A lot of these guys are people.
Go there, get title reigns,
Right.
try to get some buzz, try things, try stories. Like,
Right.
you know, let's just try shit there.
They are acts that people like, but are clearly lacking on the big stage.
Yeah. Oh, that's actually, you just put that perfect. Yep.
There's nothing wrong with that.
People want to like them, but
Right.
it's just,
Get better.
it's missing.
Right. Right. And if people who like Top Flight, where's Top Flight? They're Ring of Honor. Hopefully they tune into Ring of Honor.
I know, like, when somebody put a picture of like the guys out front, like you said,
Yeah.
it's just like, here's like the B squad.
Right. Right. It's just a
Like,
numbers game.
Yeah, that's all.
And the thing is, because you got to build up the NWO, BCC to before the big, obviously the OC stuff that happens, all that.
Sure.
Like, you have to build them up as killers before, because, like, you're not going to have, whatever the end team ends up being that defeats them. You don't want them jobbing out in the beginning of the thing.
Course. Yeah, of course.
You gotta, have them kill these underdogs to make them look like bullies, and then eventually somebody rises up. But yeah, it is a little like AEW does tell their fans, like, these guys aren't serious.
Yeah.
AEW does that. AEW did that with Dark Order.
Yeah.
Dark Order should not be a unit anymore just because they're all friends in real life.
Yeah.
You ruined that unit before Brody even came into that company, and Brody was the only thing that was going to lift it out of the fucking dirt.
Yep.
And it sucks that it didn't happen. It's fucking tragedy still.
Sure.
But like, it's not an act anymore.
Yeah.
And like, I like John Silver a ton.
Absolutely.
He ain't gonna be a guy though.
No, he's not.
You know what I mean? Like, people make fun of him on TV and on social media, and it's fine, and I get it. People are fucking stupid. And I like John Silver. But like, he's not gonna be necessarily that guy there. And AEW tells you that so much that they're looked upon as jokes.
Yeah.
They like the thing with him running after the truck. Like,
It's
I was like,
this was supposed to be like a serious, like,
right.
beat down angle,
Right.
and it just made.
And it made them all look silly. They made them look like
Yeah.
goofs again. And I'm like, AEW's the one doing that, because I would take John Silver seriously because he's the meat man.
Yeah.
Little guys can get over.
Sure.
But yeah.
Not according to Marcus.
Well, that's a different thing altogether. Speaking of, we get Danny Garcia and Private Party versus the Elite in the main event.
Didn't watch it.
Which is not a main event for a Dynamite.
Fast forwarded to the post match.
Not a main event for a Dynamite.
Nope.
Private Party pin a buck. Who cares? They demand a title match again. They just lost at a pay-per-view, and they're still like, we need a rematch. I'm like, no, you fucking don't.
And they're like, we're going to break up if we...
Yeah.
And
Yes.
the one dude was like, whoa, wait a minute, we are?
Right.
So is it like the
that goes
Stokely
back-
dissension?
yeah, right.
Which I'm like, okay, now
It
we're
goes
trying
back
to like
to the Stoke thing.
intertwine like a weird side story.
It's called The Weave.
Don't stop it, you. Oh my God.
Yeah, it is the throwback to the Stokely thing where Stokely was like, we all know you're the single star anyway.
Yeah. Now, like,
I don't know which one he said that to.
Clamoring for a Private Party feud?
No.
That's what I mean. Like,
No.
what are they doing?
They should be the job guys. in a stable somewhere.
Yeah, what are we doing here?
But again, the act isn't what it is, and if they don't beat the Bucks, which I'm thinking this is going to mean they beat the Bucks. I don't know.
I don't.
But
I don't think they beat the Bucks.
I'm not completely convinced, but again, the solution is break them up. Why? You think you got single stars out of you here?
Yeah, I don't think that they beat the Bucks. I really don't.
You might need to replace, maybe keep them together to slide them into that acclaim spot until Max Caster gets control of his fucking internet a little better. What a fucking moron that dude is.
Yeah, if I was Anthony Bowens, there's a reason you never see Anthony Bowens hanging out with him outside of work. There's a reason.
Absolutely.
He realizes, this guy's a fucking asshole.
Again, a fucking sidebar, but fucking Max Caster does that interview where he says, why bring in Okada when I can do whatever Okada does? Mm-hmm. Does the shitty raps, the
way Okada's booked, he could do what he does.
Right, that's true. But that wasn't what he was saying.
No, I know what you mean.
He does the raps that got him in trouble. He does all that other shit. And then he's going out there doing, talking about that
it's just, yeah, and dude.
Again, I'll say right here on the show, if you're a fan or whatever, that's fine. But, fuck Beyond Wrestling and all that stupid fucking horse shit.
Fuck them for past transgressions.
Yeah, right. Fuck them for
what they do now.
They're on an all-time shitty promotion run.
Yeah.
But then for Caster to publicly praise it is what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
Do you think that, are you trying to get totally, do you think WWE's going to come fucking call him? I don't understand what you fucking want.
It's silly. Not in a good way.
Yeah. But, so maybe you keep Private Party together because you're we can't use the claim for a little while till we give him his fucking HR classes again and move his office next to fucking HR too.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so Private Party, if they lose, they split up for whatever reason. And then we cut, and so, this whole match, and here's the thing. I had put it online, put it in the Discord, we were talking about it, and I was like, this is not a main event for Dynamite. The only way this is a main event for Dynamite is if Mox and his crew fuck it up. They come out to the ring, they start wrestling a little bit, and everybody gets DQ'd because Mox comes in and fucks everybody up. That advances the Elite running away from them story because they're not going to want to fuck with them. And then Private Party has been in the front lines of fighting them, so it continues that whole story, right? Sure. You have this match that's clearly not a Dynamite main event caliber match to me anyway.
Yeah.
And they just have the whole fucking match just happens.
Yeah.
If you could still do the Private Party angle, I want a rematch because these guys just fucked it up.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen until after everything when they show up. And I like the bait and switch with it being Marina in the truck. I thought
that was real good.
And she gets out and crosses her arms what are you going to do? One, nothing.
She's ready to fight the whole roster.
She'll fuck them all up. Right? And then they come in the ring. But I was like, why not do that? You need an overrun for this? Do this during the match. That's more drama.
Yeah.
Give these people, if you're trying to inch the Elite either into the fight or totally cowered away from it.
Yeah.
Then you do
it
that.
This way, yeah.
And if you're moving Private Party up in the front lines of fighting these guys and defending AEW, you also do that here. Yeah. You make these guys cost them something.
And it's
you didn't do it.
And it's and here's my beef with it too. Why would the Elite run to the ring to save these guys after they just wrestled them?
Right.
And now they're challenging for their tag titles.
Yeah,
they'd go, no, soften them up.
Yeah,
go ahead.
Right.
Now it puts that in the, why didn't you help? Why the fuck would we?
Right.
Last week, okay, you could maybe say that.
Right.
Now this week you go, there's no reason to.
Right. But if Mox and them fucked them up, then they're like, yeah, well, we're going to fight back if you put your hands on me. But now it's no, I got no reason.
Yeah.
It's just, it's again, it's shitty booking. It's poor booking. It's not being fucking thought out.
Yeah.
And maybe, I don't know, maybe backstage there's the Bucks are well, we want to win or they lost, but we want this or that. I don't know. I don't understand it. But I think that this show ends with them and with Mox and his crew beating these guys up. Even if the Elite escape again, that's fine. Just get them to take a whooping or two. And then it ends with a laid out Private Party and the match ended. They didn't get to beat the Bucks in the match. Yeah. Even have the match go on long enough that the Private Party are clearly going to win.
Yeah.
and then Mox costs them, then there's stakes again.
Yep.
And they didn't do that. I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah, I agree with that.
Like, this Moxing crew, and again, I keep joking about being the NWO, and it's what it is.
It's very, yeah.
It's fine.
It's adjacent
Copy
running,
an A, get an A.
Of course, yeah.
Right? The NWO is just the fucking Four Horsemen. It's just that, it's just
the New Japan
right.
storyline,
right.
yeah.
So, like, I just was like, what? Stop. Do things right.
Yeah.
Figure it out. Because, like, people are paying attention. The ratings are going to start to go up. You're putting on good product. When you do these pay-per-views like you are, you have this deal. Everybody's talking about your shit. WWE's taking a bunch of hits in the fucking media again with all this shit. Keep it fucking go. Keep your foot on the gas.
Yeah.
And they have the best thing in their fucking company. The promos that start to show fucking rule, which they didn't really do on this
did.
Dynamite. Did they do it on Dynamite?
Yeah, because Mox was standing in the desert.
In the desert, right.
And he's like, by the end of the show, by the end of the night, I promise you one of you is not coming, leaving the way you walked in.
They also, which
ends up being Chuck E. T.
Yeah, maybe it's cut now, but they didn't put that up on YouTube itself. And I was like, why the fuck not? But anyway, this is the hottest thing you have going. It's the thing that most people are going to talk about. And you're not hitting its potential, and it's frustrating to me. But anyway.
Yeah, Chuck E. T gets dragged to the ring by Mox.
Right, because he had the little talk with OC earlier.
Yeah.
I was like, what are you doing, man? Like, these kids need you, whatever. Yeah. And then good to see Chucky as a producer.
Yeah, good for Chuck.
Well, Connor, I'm a producer now.
Yeah. It's weird because it's like, okay, Private Party and Garcia get beat down by Claudio and Yuta. Mm-hmm. And then Yuta goes to put it on the ankle at Chuck. The chair.
Which is where you're supposed to do it because that's what ended his career.
Pillmanize him, brother.
Right.
And Claudio goes, nah, fuck that. It's going on the neck.
Right.
And you see Yuta very like, what are you doing? Why are we doing this? Right. Which, I don't know if that's intentional.
I think it is.
To be like, you're going to learn to be a killer. Like, this is what you have to be. Yeah. But he's clearly not happy about this. He's clearly like, this is going too far.
Like, he did bag drag him, but it took him a second.
Yeah.
Like, and I think the pull here is that Wheeler starts to move his way back to his trainers, because that was that storyline when he left was like,
we left because of Trent,
right? Because of Trent, you're not my best friend. This, that, and the other thing. Commentary always brings up these are the guys who trained him.
Yeah.
So like, I think the interesting story here is you could maybe turn the tides by taking one of BCC's away from them, and it could work.
Yeah.
It has the potential to make Yuta a bigger star than he would get in the BCC.
Sure.
Because he's not going to eclipse Pac or Claudio.
No. Yeah, no Pac last night either, huh?
No, he wasn't there?
No, I don't think so. So, yeah, Claudio Pillmanizes Chuck's neck.
Yes.
OC runs out. The rest of the squad runs out. And BCC just takes off through the crowd. Mm-hmm. And the show ends with Chuck like getting braced up and all that.
Yeah. And
then they put the exclusive online thing today, which I thought was a mistake. Mm-hmm. This should have been on fucking television.
Yeah.
Of Chuck getting braced, backboarded, stretchered out. Always love a stretcher job. Mm-hmm. But the thing was, OC was still in the ring on his knee, looking where Chuck was laying, didn't fucking move.
Yeah.
And Garcia walks over and kind of like nudges him a little bit. And OC stands up and just shoves Garcia and is screaming at him saying, I told you this was going to happen. Mm-hmm. You didn't listen to me.
Right.
Like, what did you think was going to happen?
Right.
Like, screaming at him. And Garcia's going, you're in this fight now. You have to be with us now.
Yeah.
And Evil Uno's kind of like yelling at Garcia too a little bit. Yeah. Be like, you know what you did? Back the hell up. Like,
weird.
Yeah. And OC just goes, you want me to take care of it? Fine. I'm gonna take care of it on Wednesday.
Yeah.
And just leaves the ring. Doesn't shake nothing. Like, he's pissed.
Right.
You know? And I was like, oh, why didn't you show that on TV?
Yeah, well, because I said to you, I didn't see this because when I saw it, because the thumbnail for it was OC kneeling in the ring looking down.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, this is just the end of the show. This is just the overrun they put back up because it was an overrun.
Yeah.
And you said, why not put this on TV? You cut the match like we said.
Yeah.
And then you run this on TV as the overrun.
Yeah.
You do the match, you have them fuck the match and the match, and then that goes there. Like, it seems so simple. And maybe it's hindsight, maybe we're like, Thursday night quarterback in here or whatever. But like, I don't think that's true. I think this is simple booking that they're missing.
It's such a problem because though AEW,
It's the story of AEW.
they put a lot of cool shit that is like
Yep.
Twitter exclusive or YouTube exclusive.
Right.
You need to put this on your fucking television. I'm sorry. That Hangman Page promo from a couple months ago when he snapped about Swerve, you know?
Right.
Why was that not on TV?
Absolutely.
The whole Jarrett stuff, like talking about Owen, that all should have been on TV. Like, this stuff is great. It's great stuff. It's such character building.
It's what you're missing, what people say you're missing.
You have it and it's online.
Right.
Like, not everything needs to be online. You can have cute little backstage stuff online.
Yeah.
I get that.
Do it on both, but yeah.
But, like, you need to put in.
Absolutely.
I know somebody said, oh, well, maybe they'll show it on Rampage or Collision. Who gives a fuck?
Right, well,
Nobody watches Rampage at this point.
They didn't even mention Collision on TV.
No, they didn't. They built up next week's Dynamite.
Yeah, there's a commercial.
Didn't mention Rampage. Didn't mention Collision.
There's a commercial break that runs a commercial for Collision, but the commentators, none of these angles are carrying on the Collision.
Nothing.
There's nothing going on in all of your big time angles are on Dynamite, which is flooding this fucking show.
Yeah.
And nothing is happening on Collision, so of course people aren't going to fucking watch it. You don't even have your commentators announce anything for Collision on TV.
Yeah.
Why is anybody going to watch? Why is anybody going to buy tickets? I said this to you. We looked it up. For Collision this Saturday, they've sold 1,200 tickets.
Yeah.
1,200 tickets.
Not
Do you know
great.
why? Because they didn't announce a fucking match until tonight.
Yeah, until tonight on Twitter.
Right. So why aren't you doing this on TV?
Yeah.
Television, and again, you don't have to tell people. Like you're telling people by your actions.
Yeah.
Like you're not coming out and saying, "Hey, don't watch Collision." You're letting people know they don't need to watch it because none of your angles overflow there. And not even that, you're not even giving them good matches to watch.
Yeah.
Like, people will tune in to watch a cool matchup, and you're not even doing that. You're building 3 weeks away Dynamites.
You're right.
And you're not talking about fucking Collision.
Yeah.
Why have it as your TV? You're going to pull a 200,000 fucking rating on Collision.
Yep.
And you're like, well, what happened? It's like, you're telling people to not watch your TV.
Yeah.
By not saying anything about it.
Yeah.
It's garbage. It is such a fundamental fucking
was there
mistake.
no reason after the Ricochet promo last night you could have put up a graphic for Ricochet Leo Rush?
Right.
Now I see they announced FTR versus Rush and Joe Listico for...
Should have been announced after the Outrunners match.
Yeah.
Why didn't you do that?
Or no, that was on Collision last week, wasn't it?
Okay, sure. Announce it then, and then or show it on Rampage or show it on Dynamite.
Yeah.
And go, listen, the Outrunners. FTR had to come to the rescue of the Outrunners last week on Collision. If you didn't see it, now on Collision this week, it's FTR. Like, they're not doing that.
No, they're not.
And it's mind-boggling and frustrating.
It's very weird. Yeah.
Like, because again, like I said, like I expect too much out of AEW. I have to adjust my expectations. But like, I'm not expecting to be the #1 company or save professional wrestling or any of that shit. But I am expecting you to do coherent, interesting television.
Sure.
And you were abandoning Collision. Like, I understand abandoning Rampage. That's going to be done.
I get that.
Right?
Yeah.
But Collision's your second show. Like, I'm not saying make Dynamite the Collision highlight show. Because, like, if you watch Raw, they're not like, oh, well, make sure here's what's coming up on SmackDown for half an hour. But they mention what's happening.
They do.
They tell you what's going on and who's going to be where. And they've had a ton more time to do it. SmackDown's been around a real long time. But that you can learn from that shit, and I don't know why they don't do it. There was not I genuinely don't think there was a single live TV mention of Collision.
I don't think there was
on
either.
Dynamite this week, and that is absolutely insane.
Yeah, you can't do that.
Absolutely insane.
Yeah, like you said, it's kind of like telling people this show doesn't matter.
This show doesn't matter. They talked more. They used to talk more about AEW Dark than they do about Collision.
Yeah,
it's insane. I know you got the deal, so who gives a shit, right? But it's going to be tough to get another deal when you're ignoring a show that gets a fucking 200,000 rating on a Saturday. It makes no sense.
Yeah, you got to put your fucking best foot forward. Right. You really do, man.
It's going to be the B show. We all know that. But that doesn't mean you can't have cool angles on there.
Yeah.
FTR LFI will be fun. If a tree falls in the woods and nobody's around to fucking hear it, does it make a goddamn sound?
That's the truth.
If a man, not that this is going to be 5 stars, but like if a match is 5 stars and nobody fucking saw it, does it fucking matter?
Yeah. No, you're right about that.
I don't understand. It is baffling to me, like how they're improving in some areas and not in others. It's like, what's the stop here? Who's creating these fucking roadblocks? Is it because Tony's too busy? Is it because Tony doesn't want to give anything up? Are the producers not good? I know we got rid of Jimmy Jacobs because he's a fucking problem, and I'm fine with that. Jericho's still on TV, so it's not great. But what's going on?
Yeah, it's puzzling.
Is he not trusting enough people? Because we've heard that RJ City's writing this and this guy's writing this. So, give something.
Do you need more writers?
Right,
I don't know.
Give somebody to do something on fucking Collision.
Yeah.
We had Yuka Sakazaki for a hot fucking second. She's nowhere. Emi Sakura is not being used. We haven't seen Hikaru Shida in how fucking long. Mariah May has a match every 2 weeks. There's other talent that could be running that are good fucking wrestlers that just aren't in a program right now. Or you could figure out a program. Or you could, I don't know, give House of Black a fucking program on Collision against an actual team as opposed to just having them do squash matches every week. Yeah. Move some of your talented acts to Collision.
Yeah, like House of Black, you don't need to establish them through squash matches at this point.
No.
They're well past that. Everybody knows who they are.
I understand. If I'm them, I want Mox and his crew on every show.
Of course, naturally,
right?
Yeah.
But and I'm not advocating for a brand split. I'm just advocating for 1 or 2 stories to spill over from that run through every show, and then have some Collision specific programs.
Yeah.
Pick that's where your trios goes, or pick that's where your tag titles go, or bring Takeshita back in with the Intercontinental. Figure something out for there, right? Because we're not seeing these things. Both women's titles have matches once a month, maybe. Mariah's maybe having 2 matches a month. Sasha's having a pay-per-view match, and that's it. That's all she does.
Yeah, she had last week.
Yeah, and that's fine. But
and again, that's not on her.
Right.
Not on her.
It's not on her. But you could be moving these things around.
Sure, yeah.
There's talent there that you could be using on Collision that you're not fucking using.
Yeah, and a big problem too. I mean, the Elite has just these fucking titles held hostage.
Right. Oh, absolute hostage. Right. And then the trios, sadly, the trios titles are in the BCC, and they can't lose them now.
Yeah.
But they're irrelevant there. They should be in there.
Yeah.
They should have lost them so that they could be free because this doesn't need titles involved. Mox has the world title and he fucking bagged it.
Yeah.
But so they don't need these trios titles. So you should have had the foresight to have those.
Yeah, look how many times are held up by your big heel groups now. Yeah.
Right. Every one.
Wow. Continental, TNT, Tag, Trios,
every title's heel.
Yeah.
They don't have a babyface champion right now.
No, because Takeshita,
right.
Sasha, Mariah. Yeah.
They don't have a babyface champ.
They don't have a babyface champ right now.
They don't have a babyface champ. Right.
That's kind of wild.
Right. And they're all tied up.
Yeah, that's kind of wild.
Yeah,
wow.
It's a fucking mistake. Athena in Ring of Honor is a big fucking heel.
Yeah, she's a heel. Now Jericho's a heel. Lee Moriarty, he has the TV title, or the pure title, what I don't even fucking know at this point.
Right.
He's a heel.
Right. What the fuck are you doing?
It's just everyone's a heel.
What are you doing? Shibata's not wrestling every week. He could be doing whatever because he still has heat with New Japan, I read today.
Hilarious.
They're still pissed off at him. They booted him from the dojo and everything.
Get the fuck over it.
Right, who cares? But
give me one of the coolest moments you're ever going to see.
Right. But what are you doing?
Yeah, it's weird.
Figure it out because you are missing opportunities.
Yeah.
And Collision is a fast forward show for me now, and I don't want it to be.
I mean, neither, dude. I don't want it either.
Right? I think you have fucking, and maybe guys are I don't want to be on the B show because that's what it's been portrayed as.
And
right?
I bet you're fucking getting paid to wrestle.
Right,
now you're on
exactly. But if Juice Robinson's just seconding Jay White to the ring and you want to keep Jay White hanger on Dynamite, that's fine. Have Juice and the Guns on Collision.
Yeah,
that's what it was supposed to. They're Collision Cowboys. Juice is a fucking draw, man.
Yep.
If you want to get some big tier people, have some wins, but not necessarily chase titles, do it on Collision.
Yeah, I agree.
And they're not. And I don't
it's weird.
fucking understand it.
Yeah, it's weird.
And I want AEW to be so much better. So I'm so disappointed in them. And they do a lot of things really good. And I genuinely, for the most part, enjoy the shows. And we do this podcast, so we're drilling down and talking more about it.
Of course.
Whatever. But God damn it, be better. You could be really great.
Yeah, you could be. You could be better.
And you're never going to get the 2 million viewers that WWE because it's just never going to happen.
No.
But you could be better.
I agree with that.
And you're not going to bring people over unless you are better.
Yeah.
If you don't want Okada involved on your Dynamite angles, put him on Collision. If you don't, Butcher can be having matches. Shibata can be having matches. Like, that's a great place for Kyle O'Reilly. Like, a lot of these dudes who are really fucking good could be on Collision doing cool shit.
Yep.
And you're not. I don't understand why.
You all right?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right, good. Well, we're going to go international because we need to get away from AEW before you have a fucking aneurysm.
Brain aneurysm. Well, the rare double pop. It's a double pop. It's an international pop. Although
that's right.
You do need a passport to go to Canada now, so.
Yeah, you do.
Because that's what we're talking about. We're not in Japan.
No, I didn't need a passport to go on the cruise I'm going on.
No?
No, just my birth certificate.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, it's not stopping at, like, Puerto Vallarta or anything?
I think it is, but I think they own, like, the one island that we're going to, so it doesn't really matter. Yeah. But plus, they said my passport's good, or my birth certificate's good.
All right, that's cool.
Fuck yeah, brah.
But yeah, you do need to go to Canada. That's where we are for the debut of the doubleheader debut of Maple Leaf Pro.
Canada.
Scott D'Amore's promotion.
Our home and native land.
That's right. We're preparing. We got to know that song as the entrance exam.
Hey, a boot, maple bacon,
hey, Bret Hart.
Yeah. I mean, that's
all I'm saying is
I'm gonna get it quick.
All I'm saying is Silverthorne, get your couch ready.
Yeah,
you got multiple couches ready.
Yeah, you're gonna fucking need it.
But yeah, so we're doing Maple Leaf Pro. Nothing else of interest happened necessarily this week.
No, so Maple Leaf Pro forged in excellence. They had a two-nighter. So night one, I have 2 matches.
I have 3 matches.
All right.
But I'm the most excited maybe I've ever been on this show to talk about this first match.
This is a tables match.
It is. I'm so excited. I'm upset that I wasted a bunch of energy on the end of that AEW run. I should have gave them a break.
Listen, bring it. Get another beer. You don't need to crack another one?
Nah, this one's almost done.
Take a swig for the working man.
Yeah, as long as they're still sending them gimmicks called bills. Brother Ray Deadly.
Oh my god.
Versus Raj Desi.
So listen,
the Maharaji.
You hear these names mentioned and you go, boy, Brett and DJ, why the fuck are you watching this?
Yep.
And the answer is because this is, as DJ alluded to earlier, is one of the worst matches I've ever seen.
Top 10 worst match I've ever seen in professional wrestling.
It was fucking dog shit.
It is amazing. Not capped off because an aperitif before the match was Brother Ray Deadly gave a fucking promo. It is one of the worst promos I've ever heard in my life.
Just like making the ring announcer tell the crowd to shut up. Yeah.
So I almost wanted to pull a Joe Sposto and play this entire Bully Ray promo on the show. But find it, please.
It is fucking trash.
Before they get into the ring, Bully Ray, Brother Ray Deadly, and this is, for those who don't know, it's Bubba Dudley versus Jinder Mahal. So, Raj Desi. Bully Ray says he's the reason why these shows sold out. He's why people are watching. He cuts his whole promo, and it's real bad. And then he says, there's nobody better in the world...
or ever,
as the mother trucking tables master.
Oh my god!
Gets into the ring, and it's Sam Laterna. Sam fucking Laterna. I don't know what happened there.
Yo, Tony Mama Luke, what the fuck just happened?
And he bullies her, and he says, "Call me Calfzilla."
Yeah, he's like, "Hey, Toots, get over here."
He's like, when you announced me, you said that I was a member of the WWE Hall of Fame. I'm a member of how many Hall of Fames?
Yeah.
And she's like, many? How many? 2? Mm-hmm. Announce me again. Announce me as this.
Ugh.
Announce me as a damn handsome man.
Yeah.
And he's like calling her toots, and I'm just like, oh my god, it's so bad. And then
he was one step away from yelling at a fucking woman in the crowd saying
Right.
that she taught her daughter how to suck dick.
right, and then so he also in this match, the crowd is chanting for Raj, and he gets on the microphone and he goes, if you chant his name, I'm going to get in my fucking car and I'm going to drive back to America.
Because he's a heel,
And I'm
brother.
like, oh my, just do it then.
Dude. Well, I would say one of the funniest parts of this, Mauro Ranallo and Don Callis.
I like them as a team.
They actually worked very well together.
I don't need to ever hear Mamma Mia again.
Nah, it's very annoying. It was funny when Mauro or Don Callis was referring to that. Yeah, this kid Raj Desi. I'm like, he's 38.
Right.
But yeah, dude, this just fucking sucked shit.
Bully's punches land like fingers down.
Yeah,
like
he should not be doing this.
He immediately turns a color red that looks like he ate the raspberry gum at Wonka Factory.
Like he's not Shane McMahon purple, but he has a color red.
He looks horrible. He's winded. He looks confused.
Yeah, I mean, he's 53. Wow.
Right, and I put on Twitter like I at the end of this match, I was more concerned about his health because he clearly can't do this anymore.
Yeah,
right, and so. The ref gets involved. They do the what's up. Him and Raj do the what's up to Bully together because the ref's involved.
Dude, that whole ref thing, I hated
really stupid.
it.
And so Bully is laying for 5 minutes during this match.
And going, my balls!
Ow, my balls!
Yeah.
And you, sir, are no Tony Chimmel.
Well, who is?
But, and then they do
hit me in my fucking balls.
And then they do the
kick his fucking ass.
I'm gonna take that fucking t-shirt and shove it up his ass. Pull the trigger till it goes click. Fucking. So this match, it's absolute dog shit. Both these guys are lost.
Bad, dude.
The tables come in. And Raj puts Bully through the table.
Here's the fucking cherry on top, DJ.
Bully jumps maybe 2 inches off the ground.
Who runs out, DJ?
Right. So Bully's through the table. It's a table match, but the ref has been bumped. So to come to Bully Ray's rescue is QT fucking Marshall.
The Thorazine kid himself.
The Thorazine kid himself comes out into the ring to save Bully Ray. He beats up Raj, and they do the switch where they put him through, like, on the ground where the table's broken.
Drag him to the table, and Bully's up.
And then they wake the ref up, and the ref calls the match because Raj is laying on the ground through the table.
Yeah.
This... for real.
Yeah, brother.
Top 10 worst matches I've ever seen in my entire life. Like, this was a fucking embarrassment. And I know that Scott D'Amore must have a bunch of loyalties to Bully.
I 100% get that, but like...
This was dog shit.
Yeah.
And, like, it was even so bad that even Bully wasn't really defending it so bad on his social media. He was just
I don't even know if he mentioned it.
I don't think he did.
I don't look at it.
He has a match the next night because the guy comes out to save
Didn't
Raj,
watch it.
and it's QT and Bully
versus
Raj and the other guy. I didn't watch it, but I did watch the promo beforehand, which we'll talk about before that. But this is...
Oh, it's so fucking awful, dude.
When I copied these notes in the match into my notes app from Cage Match... It had a 1.3 rating. I think now it has like a 0 point something. Ooh. Like it is one of the worst matches I've ever seen in my life. Well, it's an 8-minute table match. The table spot doesn't even really get teased. It just happens. There's a very complicated ref spot where the ref gets the table and plays the role of Devon with Jinder. It is a fucking hilarious. It's so bad.
It is currently sitting at a 0.88.
There you go. So that's the whole half a point since the last time I fucking saw it.
That's incredible. People hated it so bad.
It's one of the worst matches I've ever seen in my life.
I'm not even exaggerating.
So,
it really is.
Go out of your way to watch it. It's my match of the week. It's not. But I'm serious.
It is now.
Spectacle-wise, it is one of the worst matches I've ever seen in my life.
It's universally hated.
It's so bad. There is nothing.
That makes me so happy that it's universally shit on.
Like, there is... Well, at least this person did this.
No, it just sucks. It sucks so bad.
It sucks ass from start to finish. That promo happened, and
it just sucks.
This match was so bad. You were hoping for the glory days of that promo.
Even Bully was like jerking himself off too when he makes the entrance and he walks over to the announce table, and Morrow and Cal scramble. Get the fuck out of here. Like, when I come over there, you're going to walk away because I'm a bully. Cool, dude.
Insane.
You fucking suck, pal.
Insanely bad. Go fuck yourself forever, bully. Oh my God.
Well, that's going to tee up a question that we have.
Okay.
Because this might fall into this list, and this is a question from Tim Taylor.
And now the Tim Taylor question of the week.
Tim say.
All right, so Tim says, Marcus and I were chatting this week, and the mention of comfort matches came up. So I volley to you, sirs. What are some comfort matches or promos that you visit regularly? For me, it's Sting Hogan from Starrcade 97.
Huh?
I know it's a shit show, but Sting's entrance that night was electric. Love you, boys.
Yes.
Is this going to fall into your comfort matches if you ever want to?
Listen.
if you're having a day and you need a laugh.
If I'm having a day and I'm like, I want to watch the absolute most dog shit thing I've ever seen in my life, this is up there.
This
is up there.
Fucking there. Comfort matches.
I got a lot.
I probably do too. I'm just going to rip it off the cuff though.
Go for it.
Necro Butcher Samoa Joe.
Of course.
That's probably my number one comfort match ever.
Okay. How fucked up of a sentence is that?
Yeah, I mean...
A man lands on his forehead from the ring apron and it makes me feel good inside. It gives me the tinglies.
That's just like how, fucking Jason Lives is a fucking comfort movie for me.
There you go.
Yeah, so I'll say that...
Some people think Henry Portrait of a Serial Killer is a first date movie.
Fucking Mikey, you crazy man. And never look at sunflower seeds the same way ever again. Every time I pass in the market, I'm like, nope, we're good. So that's definitely one of them. I'll go Okada Shibata.
Okay.
Where Shibata loses his brain.
Right, sure.
I love that because it's just very
his brain falls out in the match and he has to put it back in.
Yeah, that's how the story went.
Okada cleans it off for him and puts it back in.
It's not so much a comfort match, but I'll never turn down watching it. The first Kenny Okada match from Wrestle Kingdom.
Okay.
I know it's long, but it just makes me feel good.
Sure.
Promo wise, I'll tell you what, a lot of stuff at Oz is playing with Foley and ECW right now.
Great stuff.
It hits a spot, man. I remember buying the Mick Foley DVD and all those promos were on there and just watching them over and over again. How about you for a couple?
So, I purposely avoided Terry Funk because obviously I put on Terry Funk a ton.
That's a no-brainer. Same with me with Muda. I can watch Muda Tenryu all the time.
Right.
Muda Liger when Keishan Liger happens. It's a fucking given.
So one for the both of us, I think, and it's for everybody pretty much if you're of a certain age. But the 92 Rumble is it's the definition of comfort food for me.
110%.
I love every single second of it.
I watch it minimum once a year.
Right. I love every single second of it.
Start to finish, it's perfect.
I can recite parts of it.
Yeah.
Commentary, what people say to each other in the ring, everything.
Yeah.
The WCW Cruiserweight Battle Royal, same thing.
With the Jericho entrance.
All the time. Super comforting for me because I know it front to back.
Yeah.
I'll also typically, and I was thinking about this, and I'll go back to era more than match.
Yeah.
But I'll watch any War Games match and feel good inside.
Yeah. For the most part.
Any original, up to a point. I do have some individual matches. Promos for me, the ones that I always go back to when I need to be uplifted are the dusty WWF promos. Americana promos.
Okay.
I'm the Pizza Man. I'm the Pizza Man. I always go back to those. When I want to see someone get beat up real bad, I'll watch Tenryu Kenta. Yes. Because I love watching Tenryu beat people up. I also love Kawada versus Muto from February 24th of 2002
From
in All Japan.
Yep.
Because Muto throws a baker's dozen Shining Wizards in that match.
Fucking insane, dude.
And it's great, and it marks that era.
Yeah.
It's just really, really wonderful. The other thing, the one that I think is going to be sort of the least watched for me, or for other people, and you know it, so you know, but is War.
Yeah.
I love watching. I think War was such a special promotion.
It's crazy.
And with the Craig, and I said to you off air, I watched a clip of New Foundation Owen Hart versus Ultimo Dragon from War because Tenru had the WWF working deal.
Well, that's that Muta Tenru
Right.
match, which is
Right.
fucking crazy. It's from War.
So the 1995 War Super J Cup. So 94 is the one that everybody loves because it's
course,
great. It's
front to
fantastic.
beginning, it's fucking amazing.
But
yeah.
the Super J Cup used to travel to different
Sure.
companies. So the second year, 95, was in War. It was produced by Ultimo Dragon. And it has, just pick a fucking match.
Yep.
That has just everything in it. Ultimo's there. Jado and Gato are there. Like, Grand Nani, El Samurai. Like, it is such, like, and people don't really talk about War a ton. But, like, it is the precursor to ECW and then into that WCW Cruiser division. Because in the 95, you also get a special, like, Ray Psychosis match in that one for no reason. It's not part of the J Cup. Like, and then, like, you know, this is 95.
Yeah.
So then you're running them into ECW, and then that runs into WCW.
Yeah.
So War sets a lot of this stuff up. And then Ray Ultimo in War from December 13th of 96. That's Ray and the Spider-Man. If you want to see, to me, peak of what those guys can do.
Yeah.
And then a match I was obsessed with in, like, the 7th grade. The first time I saw it, I made a video of it on my...
Did you make an AMV?
I made a music video to a wrestling match where I clipped up all the high spots in it. It was set to Dig Up Her Bones by the Misfits. And it was from March 26, 1995. Ultimo Dragon versus a very young Chris Jericho.
Where she's from.
And it is... I wish I still had it. I remember I did it. It's like a 7-8 minute match, and I clipped it apart for all the high spots to hit. And like it hit when the music hit. Like I was really, really proud of it.
Way back.
But that was so like
Those me to the sky above.
Exactly, which is why I made it because it was a high flying match.
You can't get there on your own.
But like you look at War and like you had Tenru. And, like, Macho, and, like, fucking Boss Man, and, like, you had this WWF
crazy
partnership, but then you also had Ray and Ultimo, and Grand Hamada, and Psychosis, and, you know, just these guys, like, it is such a precursor for things, and still this day, I always say on the show, like, the flippy stuff doesn't really do it for me, it's not my kind of wrestling, that does not apply for mid-90s War, WCW, ECW, Lucha stuff. I love it.
Yeah, I'll add another thing, too. So, just rewatched this on Friday, because I'm doing my March to November 97 WWF rewatch.
Yeah.
And watch WrestleMania 13.
Okay.
Brett versus Austin and the I Quit match is fucking perfection.
Yeah.
I think it's the best WWF match of all time.
Wow.
I really do.
Okay.
The things they were able to accomplish, just the heat in that match, the brawling through the crowd, Ken Shamrock just fucking yeeting people left and right out of the way. You know, successfully doing like the double turn. Obviously the iconic Blood from a Stone image. Which I'm so happy I own that shirt now. I always wanted that shirt. My grandmother would never let me have it. Yeah, that I really do think is the perfect WWF match. And watching through, you know, I'm watching every Raw, catching it in your houses and everything. Man, just like reliving the Bret Austin stuff, it's fucking incredible. Another comfort thing is the go home before WrestleMania 13, which I just watched again on Friday. The fucking Bret Hart shoving Vince McMahon down in the cage. Frustrated isn't the goddamn word for it. This is bullshit. You screwed me. Everybody screwed me. The Gorilla Monsoon, he tried to screw me. Yeah, dude. That fucking promo, it makes me feel alive. just because you never saw that out of Brett.
Yeah, right.
You know? And it was fucking crazy.
Yeah. You also really like the DX makes fun of the Nation promo. I know you talk about that a lot.
You can fuck off. I do love the Nation of Domination. I'll tell you what, dude.
The Nation was cool as shit.
Fucking, I don't give a fuck what people say. I'm Ed Johnson.
Right.
You're going down. You're going down. That fucking guy is a nutcase.
Yeah.
God damn, him walking out on Mania 13 with LOD and the spikes.
Who's your favorite member of the Nation of
Chicago.
Domination, and why is it Wolfie D?
Dude, PG-13 rule. Farouk is the man. Hit your knees and start praying, motherfucker. Listen, goddamn, I'll fucking die for them. Brett Austin 13. I really do. I think it's the best WWF match of all time. It's one of the greatest. I think it's one of the best wrestling matches. But if you're talking strictly WWF, the story they tell, what they set out to accomplish, they fucking aced it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's definitely a comfort thing for me. Because goddamn, it's so good. Now I want to hear them talk about it. Unless you have any more you want to talk about.
No, I'm good.
Tim and Marcus, I'd like to hear your answers on Final Wrestling Place this week. Including promos, including Tim, I'll tell you what, man, you're right. That entrance of Sting at Starrcade 97 is electric. And that's a thing that I can go back and watch is Sting's run from Bash at the Beach 96 all the way to Starrcade 97.
Right. Liking wrestling as a kid, of course, that's where 92 Rumble stuff came in. But the formative years, the thing that shaped me as a wrestling fan is WCW of that era.
Yeah.
So all of that, even the bad stuff, I'm like, yeah, this. I can remember being 14 again or whatever.
Yeah, absolutely.
100%.
Yeah.
Even the other day, so Alex Wright announced, said he's coming to.
I saw that to New York,
It's like almost
right?
3 hours away. It's like Long Islandish or whatever, I think.
Dude, fucking Tony Khan.
And
dude.
I was
Please
just
get him to make an appearance.
It's fucking. I would wait in line.
Yeah.
Alex Wright fucking ruled.
Das Wunderkind. Alex Shelley was so stoked when you were wearing your Alex Wright
I missed
shirt.
the opportunity to take a fucking picture of him. What an idiot I was that day.
He came up to you so happy.
He did, I know. And I was like, thanks, Alex Shelley. Get out of my face. I'm busy, Alex Shelley.
I need to go watch a Moose match, Alex Shelley.
That's right, Alex Shelley. I paid hard money for these tickets.
Tickets totally weren't free.
Get out of my face, one of my favorite wrestlers I've ever seen live. I got other stuff to do.
Hit the bricks, guy who's wrestling Tanahashi in a few hours.
Right. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you, Tim. We love you, buddy. I look forward to your answers on Final Wrestling Place. Write it in your notes, please, so you don't forget.
Yeah.
All right. So back to Maple Leaf.
Yeah. Let's get to the good part of Maple Leaf. Only good from here.
Yeah. So you watched this next match you're going to talk about. I didn't watch it. I was just pressed for time this week.
Miyu Yamashita versus Giselle Shaw.
I should have fucking watched this. I was just so busy.
I am going to tell you that we're going to talk to Takeshita matches, and Takeshita is the fucking man. But to me, this was just at Giselle Shaw's weekend. I mean that.
Okay.
Because we knew what Takeshita could do. Giselle Shaw
I'll give you that.
Did so fucking good in these two matches. I was so excited. Miyu is a killer.
Yeah.
This is the winner faces Athena
on night two.
On night two.
For the Ring of Honor title.
So
good on AEW for working with them too.
Absolutely. I think AEW would be smart to bring in Scott D'Amore on some level. I think he has
not for everything,
but I think there's knowledge he could fill in.
I agree.
But anyway,
him and Tony Khan clearly have a working relationship. So,
Giselle Shaw's top breaks very early in this match, not completely off, but enough that something happens to it where it loosens.
What's that? Is that the sound of Adam typing on his keyboard real quick?
Giselle Shaw is fighting her top against Miyu Yamashita the whole time, and this match was very good. It has I think a chronically low rating on Cage Match. If Giselle wasn't forced to stop herself from fighting against her being topless, essentially, and there are some times, not that I was like, oh, let me look and see. There were some times where there was a major malfunction, and cameras did the good thing, whatever. But to still have this good of a match with Yamashita, who's a killer, and have to fight a wardrobe malfunction.
That's
for most
friend of the show, Giselle Shaw.
That's true. It is. And Miyu Yamashi. These are friends.
Yeah.
So
Like Hitman.
It's really remarkable.
That's why I didn't watch. I didn't want to see two friends fight. I couldn't bear it.
And I watched this match, and I was like, this is the match of Giselle Shaw's career.
Yeah.
Like, this is the best I've ever seen out of her. She gives it back to Yamashita the same way she takes it from Yamashita. I was like, holy shit, like, she's banging with her. Like, because you have to. Yamashita will swallow you up. Like, that's maybe the best striker in wrestling. Like, top 3 at least. Like, so, like, you gotta stay pace for pace. And she does. And I was like, holy shit. Like, I've always liked Giselle Shaw. We always talk about her. Ed likes her. We like her. The TNA stuff happened. Demore's out and all that. And then she says, like, next chapter of her career, so on and so forth. She hung in there and had a very good match. And wins. She beats Yamashita in what is a very good match. That would have been so much better if she didn't have to worry about her tits falling out, unfortunately.
Yeah, unfortunately.
It stinks. But this match is really good and really cool. And I was just like, holy shit, Giselle Shaw. Because, like, I like her, but I was like, yeah, Yamashita's going to kick her in the fucking head.
Yeah.
And it does happen. But Giselle wins. I really dug this match.
Good.
I was super impressed. And I texted you and I was like, hey, Giselle Shaw just had a great match against Yamashita. And you were like, wait until the next night.
Yeah.
And, like, you were right. So, the main event, though, for night 1.
Oh, baby.
For the it's an elimination match, I think. It's not for the title. The next night's
not for the AEW International title. It's an eliminator.
An eliminator. Konosuke Takeshita versus Speedball Mike Bailey.
Brother.
Now, I've been out there. I won't speak for you, even though I'm pretty sure we align somewhat. We're not the biggest Bailey fans. He's a talented cat.
I think I'm a little bit more
you're more lenient to him than I am, for sure.
Yeah.
I still think he's a fucking dork.
His promos suck. His personality sucks.
It's just lame.
His in-ring I do enjoy.
His in-ring is he's good at what he does, and he lays it all out there. This match is special.
Yes.
It really, really is.
Yep.
I didn't think I was going to... I was like, oh, this is going to be cool. But, like, I don't know if this is, and Speedball's loved, and they're in Canada, and, like, whatever. I know that, like, my opinion on Speedball is not the average opinion on Speedball.
There's a lot of people that fall in line with it, though.
But this match, I'm like, holy shit, like, they're really fucking doing it.
Dude, Takeshita goes like full Haas beast mode in this match.
Absolutely.
It's scary.
Takeshita...
Watching him toss Speedball around like he's a child.
Speedball does the fucking tornado kick that I fucking hate.
Yeah.
I hate that fucking kick with all my goddamn heart. Uh-huh. And he does it in this match, and Takeshita catches it and turns it into a blue thunderbomb. I'm like, well, that's fucking... This is the coolest thing I've ever seen.
This is the best spot I've ever seen.
I don't know. You just turned what is, like, literally... one of my least favorite things.
The Panama Sunrise.
Those are my 2 least favorite.
Yeah.
The only guy who should spin twice before doing a strike in professional wrestling is the Japanese fucksaw Zandig.
Mr. 540 himself.
Mr. 540 himself. John Zandig, the Japanese fucksaw, is the only man who's allowed to turn twice before throwing a strike in professional wrestling. If one turn was enough for Masato Tanaka... It's enough for everybody, except for...
Keep it to 1, boys. I got 2 covered. Fucking hell. I think of that night often, by the way.
I have the gifts on my phone.
It's just one of the... 2:30 in the morning, you and Doug laughing like fucking hyenas. Oh my god.
That's right, Mr. 540 himself.
The Japanese fucksaw, John Standing.
So, I wonder how he's doing these next 2 weeks.
I don't give a fuck how he's doing.
So he does that. Bailey does what you think was going to be a shooting star Ultimate Weapon, but he does the shooting star he does the shooting star leg drop.
Yeah.
And like Too Cold Scorpio uses the front flip one and kill people, and Bailey does the shooting star version. It looks cool as shit.
Dude, even when he does, I don't know what he calls that move, the flipping knees or whatever.
The Ultimate Weapon.
When he does it to Takeshita later in the match and like lands on the back of Takeshita's head, I was like, he knocked him out. Yeah. He's fucking dead.
Absolutely.
Oh, it was crazy.
Yeah, this absolutely special match.
Yeah.
This is like, I know that Takeshita, like you said earlier, there's sort of the international title is meant to go around. But But this Takeshita is, and I've hinted this before, I maybe even said it before. Now that Bryan Danielson is retired, Takeshita is my favorite in-ring wrestler.
You won't hear a peep out of me, man.
I know that Ospreay has more of the tools because, one, the language barrier, and the experience and all that sort of stuff. Takeshita, to me, is my favorite guy for me to watch. He's
unbelievable,
He's so impressive in that ring. He's so confident in that ring.
Friend of the show.
We did the...
Former enemy of Ed, but now friends.
We did the no respect dance with him, which we should have had somebody take a photo of.
I don't know why the fuck we didn't. We were just all caught in the moment.
Yeah, we're really stupid. We failed all. We saw Anita at the hotel.
We fucked
MVP
up
in
that
the
way.
parking lot. We were just like, leave him alone.
Yeah, when really I should be like, hello, sir. But MVP, remember when we talked about the bad brains that one time?
But Takeshita, for real, is my favorite guy to watch right now. He's an incredible wrestler.
He's like must watch.
Incredible professional wrestler. This is probably the best match he's had on American soil.
Well, wasn't on North American soil.
Well, on North American soil, correct. His best match outside of Japan. It might be his best match ever, honestly. I'd have to go back and look through the tapes.
It was, it's up there, man.
This is a special match. I think it got below a 5-star rating by Meltzer, and that's fucking ridiculous. It's insane.
If I'm doing it's a 5 for me, dude.
It's absolutely.
It was like watching it multiple times, just saying, "Holy shit!"
Yes,
incredible, awesome first night. Well, awesome first ending.
Listen.
First night.
Here's the thing: it can still be awesome, even if it's the worst dog shit match I've ever seen. We got this incredible.
It was awesome
match,
for a different reason.
And I got the dog shit. Like
the
that's
highest
what I
of the
want.
high and the lowest of the low.
It's an emotional fucking roller coaster. Did the Junior Tag League start tonight?
Who gives a fuck? I don't even know who's in it. I don't even know who the Junior Tag Champs are in New Japan.
Takeshita, Jesus Christ, Kushida and Kevin Knight.
Good for them. I like them. All right, so night 2.
They won them like a week and a half ago. So
all right, night 2 of Maple Leaf Pro Force and Excellence. I watched 1, 2, 3 matches. How many did you watch?
I believe I also watched 3.
Okay, did you watch Speedball Mike Bailey versus ELP?
I did. I started with this one.
I'll tell you what, man. I enjoyed this more than I thought I would.
Yeah.
Because again, mileage varies on Speedball. Right. ELP, I'm a fan of.
I'm a big ELP guy.
I like this. I put in my notes RIP Speedball's knees in this match.
Yeah.
They were getting fucked. Every time he was trying to go for the ultimate weapon, he's just swinging and missing.
Yep.
Was it this match or the Takeshita match where he goes for the ultimate weapon? And I think it's this one where ELP gets his knees up.
Yeah.
Oh, it looked awesome.
Was Takeshita that kicked him in the face, maybe?
Takeshita kicked him in the face.
Yeah.
This one, ELP gets the knees up so that their knees land on each other, and it looks gross.
Yeah, like ELP's a guy, man, who I always think back to that Ospreay farewell match where Ospreay was like, here's a guy if you need him.
Yeah.
And New Japan was like, nah, we're good. We're going to stick him with the Tongans.
Yeah, put him with the Tongans, and now he's playing like second fiddle at Tanahashi.
Yeah, and all the Tongans left. And I'm like, man, this guy deserves to be featured somewhere because he's a talented fucking wrestler, man.
He's fucking awesome.
And then WWE fans saw him like, oh, it's, whatever, Luke Paul, Ryan Paul.
Oh, yeah, that was at the AEW show. Yeah, I can remember they were yelling out like Jake Paul or whatever.
Paul Light or whatever the fuck they were saying.
Fuck off.
And like, I like ELP a lot, and I was super high on Bailey from that match the night before. This is really good. Obviously, Bailey's got to get his win. It's Canada.
ELP's Canadian too, brother.
Oh, is he?
Yeah. So I
assume everyone's Australian.
So I have like in my notes, if you're going to make this a full-time promotion, I would try to have these two like a big focus of it.
For sure.
They're both Canadian.
Yeah.
They both could fucking go.
ELP deserves it.
They're both super over with the crowd. So
versatile.
Let's make it happen.
Absolutely.
And then yes, we get to well, there's that little promo from Harley.
You're goddamn right.
Yeah.
So we get Bully and QT with Harley before Bully's match, which I did not fucking watch.
Fuck no.
And she gets on camera and Bully starts to talk and she stops him.
Yep.
And she just starts making fun of his promo from the night before.
Yep.
And I was like, do the whole promo.
Yeah.
Do the whole thing, taking the piss out of it.
Yeah.
And it doesn't. She stops. She makes this big deal and then walks away.
Well, she does like get the table.
Oh, get the table, whatever. And then Bully stands there for 5 minutes, slack-jawed, and goes, what just happened?
And he turns to Keith Marshall and he does like the shrug.
Yeah, right. But Harley, highlight.
I like Harley.
When Harley shows up, Harley does her fucking job. And yeah, she's fucking fantastic. She's great.
Yeah, she's
but Bully sucks. Didn't watch
very
that match.
attractive.
Did not watch that match.
but did watch the final 2 matches. So
Yes.
for the Ring of Honor Women's title, Athena versus Giselle Shaw.
Yes.
I put this as easily the best Giselle Shaw match I've ever seen.
Yep.
Go watch it. And here's it's tough because I get both sides of the argument. The people that say, why the fuck is Athena not on television?
Right.
And the people that say, well, she is on television. You just have to watch Ring of Honor.
Right. If you liked her enough, you'd watch her.
You'd
And
watch
I'm
it.
the same way. I don't watch her that much.
I go, yeah, you both have valid points.
Right. Tony clearly needed an anchor for Ring of Honor.
She's the longest reigning Ring of Honor champion ever.
And he tapped her for it, and she's been delivering because she's having great matches. She's in the top 10 of the fucking PWI.
Which, if that's a kayfabe thing, she should have been number 1 because she hasn't lost the belt.
Right, she hasn't lost a match and lost the belt in forever.
Yep.
But she's a star, and I, as much as I do want to see her on a bigger stage, here's the thing. Here's where I think Tony falters, because it's fine that she's in Ring of Honor. He wanted her as the anchor being, if you will, of that company, and she's doing great stuff. Nothing has stopped the Ring of Honor champion being on AEW TV, right?
Very valid point.
We just saw it featured here. It's featured on pay-per-views.
Very valid point.
Why isn't she then?
Yeah.
Because if she comes out on a pay-per-view or on a Dynamite and has a fucking banger match, maybe more people will watch Ring of Honor. So you can't say, well, I only want her. That, like, Tony is the booker, I'm saying. Yeah. Can't be like, well, we just want to keep her here for Ring of Honor. You're not doing that for the men's title.
That's valid. That's very valid.
And honestly, I mean, I don't think anybody's going to disagree with this. She's going to have matches 5 times better than Jericho's going to.
Oh, 100%.
She's going to have probably better matches than Mark's going to have with it. And Mark's great. I'm not saying that's not a hit on Mark.
No, not at all.
She's elevated that title, so I don't see why they can't treat that title the same way. Fundamentally, it's because women's wrestling still isn't where it needs to be and should be in this country. And I think AEW's actually backslid on their women's product, showcasing it lately.
I don't. I think you have 3 separate feuds going on right now for the women.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah,
I guess Tony was just so exposed.
Yeah, Penelope Ford Hater. Yeah,
I forgot about.
We're not talking. I mean, throw quality out the window. Whatever.
Yeah, sure. Right,
but yeah, there's that. Then the 2 feuds for the titles. So,
but even if it's just on the pre-show, I don't see why you don't have Athena defending that title.
I don't know, dude. I don't know.
Because think about, and again, I understand, the perception is there that Ring of Honor isn't as good, so you can't have her be beating everybody. But, I've never been in a wrestling arena like we were when it was her versus Willow.
Oh, it was crazy.
And everybody thought Willow was going to win. I'm getting goosebumps thinking about it.
Yeah.
It is crazy. When we were watching that, I was like, what is that noise?
Yep.
It was the crowd, just the buzz and the shake of that building for that fucking match. So there's no reason why if you force Ring of Honor in other ways, you can put her on that TV.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Being said, she still does get talked about in the respect she somewhat kind of deserves. She deserves more. But
so I saw something for Ring of Honor tonight.
Yeah.
I guess they did a thing where Billy Starks kind of has enough of her again.
Okay.
So I wonder if they're gonna maybe pull the trigger, make Billy champ, and then Athena. I don't know.
Right, but the hard thing becomes,
you know who the women's TV champ is in Ring of Honor?
There's a women's TV champion.
There is.
Hold on. Yeah, it's Red Velvet.
Okay, good. Yeah.
I couldn't remember if it was Red Velvet or if Amanada won it, because Amanada wrestled Athena the same night that Red Velvet won the women's TV. Yeah. I think that's a perfect spot for Red Velvet, honestly.
Yeah, me too.
But Athena can't come to the main roster and lose. She's too fucking good.
I agree with that.
So where who becomes the patsy for her is tough. But I think anybody you put in the ring against, you can have the best match of their life against her.
Yeah,
she's that fucking good.
And more testament to this match as well. Giselle fucking rocks. She is so good in this.
Holds her absolute own.
Like you said with the Yamashita match, it's the same thing here. She could dish it out. She could take it. Mm-hmm. That fucking O-face that Athena hits. Oh my God.
The sell? Giselle sells over the top on it. I was like, holy shit.
It was incredible.
I don't know what it was. I rewound it. I still couldn't figure it out. There's a corner code red that Giselle does.
Yeah.
That lands Athena on, spikes her on her head, and it wasn't quite a code red. I couldn't quite figure out what it was.
Yeah.
It wasn't a botch, but I was just like, what is this? That was fucking cool. Do that thing. Like, it's just like, because Athena's another hard hitter. Like, she's going to take it to you.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
She throws bombs.
She's a fucking total babe. And,
Yo, she's like...
Yeah. And, just fucking, like, just so impressed with Giselle Shaw. Because, like, listen, in both matches, her opponent were the better wrestlers, even though Giselle Shaw beat Yamashita. But the status...
She held her own.
Get the women's rosters or women's wrestlers and write the ranking that you think in their head. There's going to be a bigger gap between Giselle and either of those.
I agree.
There is between either of those and each other.
Yeah, I agree.
And she showed up and fucking crushed it against these two ladies. And that's super fucking impressive. That's how you make a quote unquote impact, to quote Alex Shelley. I don't know if you saw that.
I did. I sure did.
But like, that's how, because like, she's not an impact anymore. She's looking to keep going. And like, if this is what you can produce, then sign her.
Yeah, she's gonna have zero problem getting work.
Because these were fucking great.
Yeah,
and this is probably her. Honestly, probably her two best matches. I mean, and definitely both of these ladies are more talented than arguably the rest of the Impact roster that Giselle's been wrestling with.
They're two of my top 8.
Right, absolutely. Exactly.
Like...
exactly. And so, yeah, just absolute fucking great matches.
Yeah, this was awesome.
Giselle showed up. Like, I really love this, and like, while it doesn't get the star rating to match Takeshita, like, I had the same feeling about it, though.
That makes sense.
When I was like, yeah, like, fuck yeah, this is awesome.
Yeah.
Like, look at that shit, look at that spot, this is cool as shit, can't believe they did that, and then the O-face, I'm like, fuck, that was a great finish. Just like, really pumped.
It was awesome
psyched for these, for everybody involved here. And it's, again, just so funny to talk about these matches. Like, I watched 6 matches from this show, and like 5 of them are like, watch these fucking matches. These are cool as shit.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, Bully Ray, you fucking
watch
loser.
This fucking match. It is shit.
Right. Absolute shit. But yeah. Big shout out to Giselle and Athena.
Crushed it.
Just so fucking cool.
Yeah.
Such a good fucking match. And given the time... Like, it's
like a 25-minute match, too.
Like, it's just like...
You can tell these two, the more time they get, the better they work, you know? Instead of having to cram it to 8 minutes, you know? Speaking of shit that, again, it just fucking works.
Yes.
This is for the international title. Konosuke Takeshita versus Josh Alexander.
That's right, the walking weapon.
My very happy part of this match, Josh Alexander finally has new theme music.
Yeah.
Because I hated his old theme music. I have here... He's
still in TNA, right, though?
I would imagine,
probably.
Right? Konosuke Takeshita is a god.
Yeah.
I have that in my notes. That man is a god. Mm-hmm. To me, 5 stars in 24 hours. Yeah. Mm-hmm. He is just... It's crazy the level he is on right now.
Absolutely.
It's fucking unbelievable,
right.
dude.
If the scale goes beyond 5, Speedball was a little better.
I agree. I think that match was better.
But this is still, if the scale ends at 5, like it fucking should, Meltzer.
This is a different type of 5.
Oh, it's a different wrestler.
Yeah.
Alexander's a different kind of presentation altogether.
Again, this is one where they beat the shit out of each other.
It's an absolute banger. I was on my feet when Alexander hits the German off the apron and doesn't let go. And I was like, what the fuck? How do you even do that?
Crazy, dude.
Like, how do you even have that strength to hold on to a waist lock while you fall to the floor? And then it just comes up, brain buster, like just all that shit. But yeah, it's a completely different wrestler. Like, Alexander and Speedball are really opposite kind of wrestlers.
Yeah, they are. They definitely are. I agree with that.
And Takeshita brought it to fucking both of them. Commentary, who again, I don't need to hear Mamma Mia ever fucking again, Morrow. No. But this was the best Morrow has sounded. Callis sounded really good.
Yeah, they sounded good together.
Getting over in both matches that he is the master of the German suplex. That he wrote his fucking thesis about it.
Yep.
Like all that. Like it's been so long since like somebody has picked a wrestler and been like, no, this dude is the master of this thing. You know, like, there's guys who learn stuff, or, you know, the Moxley's DDT is untouchable. There's been finishes that are untouchable.
Marshall's Diamond Cutter.
Exactly.
Yes.
He became the new master of the Diamond Cutter.
The Mrs. Figure 4.
Right, exactly.
Oh, God.
But like Takeshita, they're really hitting like that. This dude the reason his German suplex is effective because he's studied it. He knows the exact technique. He knows every technique.
He knows the angles to hit it at.
Really, he should never be able to beat German suplex.
No,
he should know how to get out of it.
counters.
But really, another really great match from a power. Like he's wrestling a power guy. Like Alexander's an amateur wrestling power guy. And it's equal, slightly, negligible less better than the Bailey one.
I agree with that.
Two remarkable matches. Like Takeshita was like, "Yeah, I'll crush it 2 nights in a row for your promotion."
Yeah, you want 2 5-stars within 24 hours
on your first 2 shows ever.
You're welcome.
Right.
Yeah. And then at the end, Takeshi's beating down Alexander.
I saw a rating. Maybe it wasn't Meltzer. Sorry. I saw a rating that said like the Speedball was like 4.75 and this one was 4.5. I was like, you're both fucking crazy.
Yeah, just 5 of them and shut up.
Right.
So the end of the match, Takeshi kind of starts beating down Alexander. And then fucking Ricochet shows up. He makes a save and runs off Takeshita.
Yeah.
So, hey, that's cool.
Right.
Are you going to put it in a Maple Leaf ring? Are you going to put it in an AEW ring?
I think this was part of the AEW partnership.
I would think so.
Yeah.
There's clearly no Maple Leaf titles established, like no heavyweight titles, nothing.
Yeah.
Which is fine. Your first 2 shows, you don't need to do that.
Yeah.
Overall with Maple Leaf, like, hey, good presentation.
Didn't watch the whole show.
No, I didn't watch everything. I just, 1, press for time. 2, I just didn't.
Sure.
But it was, your main event matches are just fucking incredible.
Right. Wrestling, sometimes
that's what you want to establish.
All you need to do is have, when the people are leaving, have them talk about how great that last match is, and sometimes you might not need anything else.
I read online, somebody said this can be like what Rev Pro is in the UK for Canada.
Yeah. I believe that.
Work with like the bigger promotion where Rev Pro works with AEW. They work with New Japan. Now you could have this in Canada.
Yeah, right.
I think that's a smart idea.
I do too.
Hopefully, this keeps happening. I'd love to see like some Stardom crossover there. I mean, obviously you have Tokyo Joshi Pro crossover now, so great shit, man. I was very happy with these.
Yeah, for sure.
Before I forget, what were your favorite matches this week? I'm probably going to be able to name them, but that's okay.
Listen, it's Bully Ray Raj Desi.
Bully Ray Raj Desi.
It's Speedball Takeshita.
Yeah.
All goddamn day. And then it's Sammy Shelty.
Okay.
I think is probably the best.
I'm going to go Speedball Takeshita, and I'm going Okada Kyle O'Reilly.
Oh, okay.
Because it was refreshing to see Okada be Okada.
Yeah.
Not what he is now.
Right.
So before we get out of here, we do have one other question.
We do.
From Mr. Dave Howard.
I don't know. Sorry, Dave. You don't have a song.
What were we about to get vaudevillian over there? What the fuck's happening?
I know. Howard the Dave. Ooh.
God damn it, I love that movie. So he asks, okay, fellas, I got a question for you this week.
Yep.
I've recently found a YouTube channel that does a bunch of wrestling quizzes, and the one I watched today was where they had to guess the wrestler by the mustache. This got me thinking, who has the all-time best stash in wrestling? I think 2 of the most iconic are Bad Terry and Sheiky Baby, but I don't think they're the best. I think if I was forced to choose, I'd probably have to go with Rick Rude. That stash was glorious, so if you had to choose your favorite best stash in wrestling, who you got?
Okay.
I have a couple.
I got 3.
Bobby Roode when he had a mustache.
It's a great one.
In the words of Joe, that's a man-ass man right there.
Absolutely.
An underrated one for me is Colonel De Beers.
Colonel De Beers is on my list.
Are you fucking... Let's go!
For real, look at the bottom of my list. Colonel De Beers.
Oh, yeah! For the pool, baby. Fuck yeah.
I was like, nobody's going to know what Colonel De Beers
Colonel
looks
De Beers,
like.
dude.
Because he curled out the sides.
Curled out the sides. He was a fucking nutcase. Fuck yeah. Yeah. Let's go. All right. Colonel De Beers.
I think that means he wins.
Colonel De Beers talk on fucking We Need Wrestling.
I can't believe that.
Holy fuck.
I guess that means he's number 1. I don't know.
I guess my actual number 1.
Yeah.
Man, this is real AWA centric. Big Scott Hall.
Scott Hall had a great mustache.
That mustache.
Great mustache. Absolutely.
Oh my.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so there's my three. Wow.
Colonel the Beers with the win. So I think if we're talking classic mustache like you are with the Bobby Roode, like you are with the Scott Hall, Magnum TA. I think
hell of a stash.
Magnum's mustache is I think the standard bearer for that classic push broom pro wrestling mustache.
Okay, I could get down with that.
And then the other guy that I have on my list here that does venture into the Colonel De Beers territory,
Cody Rhodes
is
dashing Cody Rhodes,
Big Bully Busick.
Yeah.
And so he had two eras because he did
the wraparound chop thing.
Right. But I'm just talking the thick ass bulldog mustache that he had.
What a stash.
It is just an incredible stash with the cigar.
Yeah.
And it was so dark. So Big Bully Music. And then Colonel De Beers all the way.
Big Bully Music. That's our friend Mike's favorite wrestler.
That's right.
Colonel De Beers.
I almost went Rick Steiner because
he was on my list too.
Rick used to shave the chin.
Yeah.
Eventually the chin grew in.
Yeah.
And then later WCW he was dyeing it blonde,
which is fucking insane.
But when he used to like the Michigan wrestling,
and like the big and it used to go down and out.
But he used to shave the chin so it wasn't a beard anymore. But I was like, he's more known for the full goatee. So, but yeah, that's
honorable mention Hiroshi Hase.
Yeah, well, of course, that's a dignified mustache right there.
Right.
Yeah.
So yes. Tell us what your favorite mustaches in wrestling are. I'd love to know.
That's right.
In the Discord or wherever may be. When DJ gives a plug, so I'll tell you where.
All right.
Did you buy anything?
I bought a Usagi Yojimbo toy.
Okay.
But that's not wrestling related.
But I was
on the hunt for wrestling toys, and that is it. Maybe?
I didn't buy anything.
Okay.
Collapsible seg.
All right.
I didn't have time to buy anything.
That's true. You're a busy man.
I'm a busy man. All right, well.
You're just a busy boy. Busy boy.
I'd like to buy a toy.
Buy a toy.
All right. Enough of this. Yeah, I don't have anything else, pal.
All right. Let's get out of here then. Thanks
fucking Colonel De Beers.
Colonel De Beers.
I'm so happy. This is why this works.
People are going to be looking. Colonel De Beers is going to trend. Like Colonel De Beers. This has been We Need Wrestling. You can find us online. Send us your favorite mustaches at We Need Wrestling on Twitter and Instagram, Facebook. We're also
I want your
there.
Mount Rushmore of wrestling mustaches.
Email the show. Email your favorite mustache to weneedwrestling@gmail.com. We are a proud member of the Soon to Be Named Network. You can find us at weneedwrestling.com. Proud member of the Soon to Be Named Network at STBN Network on social media. Soon to Be Named Network.tumblr.com. Find all the other shows there. Final Wrestling Place, which is where Tim comes from, who asks all the questions. And I change the answers. That's not how that goes.
Tried, it's all right.
That's all right. Add-ons with Wrestling, Longbox Heroes After Dark.
It's too late for this shit.
Puzzle Warriors 3, Profane Argument, our other show, Wings on Wings, which I promise will be coming back eventually. The labels to the printers. We're just trying to wrangle everybody. So if you listen to this, you listen to Wings on Wings. I actually don't think there's a ton of overlap, but there is a little bit of overlap. I promise it'll be back. We're just trying to wrangle people. But the sauce is in production as we speak. Very, very sorry for the delay, but literally we just can't get the whole crew together. Been busy. Everybody's busy. We're all busy people. To get that show over. And that's it. That's everybody. Thanks for listening. And we'll be back next week with more talk of other obscure AWA wrestlers.
Oh, it's so weird. I just want to go watch AWA on ESPN Classic right now.
Yes.
Where they used to broadcast from? Was it the Showboat or the Riverboat? I don't remember. God damn, Colonel De Beers. What a pool.
You're listening to the soon-to-be-named network, the Lamborghini of podcast networks.
Knock it off, nerds!